the, you know, can. Yeah, Josh got mad at me about that. Well, it'll do. Early access, just showing you guys what we go through before the show. I just got finished doing the video. It should be better than last week. Let me know how it's going, and I will start the show at 6 o'clock normal, and you guys can hang out with us. I can't stand typing to answer questions and all that stuff, so I don't have a voice to text here to do that with. All right. So, anyways, this is Reaper on the phone. You're live to everybody, Reap. Yeah. No, it's not 6 o'clock. I went live just to show people that, what we do before the show and all that. I did all the, the modifications to the show. I got this all done. I did the video, I did the sound. I'm done with that. Now we're sitting here waiting for the show. So instead of typing to the people, I can talk to them now. Harley Jim says, good evening, Vince. Joanne Noah says, hi, Reaper. Summer Lee says, I'm over here thinking I'm late. You guys are early. They're in the car. Mark's got Friday Fishy on the phone. They can see everything and everything. And he's talking to me. So it's just like whatever he says gets told to you guys. Oh, you want me to tell him that? He says, I'm done with you guys. I'm tired of dealing with you people. He's like, no, I didn't say that. Oh, shit. All right. Well, have a good night. And, we'll see you online. Reep says, hey, everybody. All right. I'll see you, buddy. Hey, what's up, Mark? Bye. All right. Oh, let me turn my volume down. There we go. All right. So it's 5:54. How does the screen look to you?
Looks good.
Okay, so I got to adjust
Looks
that no
good
more.
down here too.
Right. The volume, you can see that's going good. If you guys want to help me out, if there's anything with the screen that's different that you want fixed, let me know now. We've got 6 minutes.
And no, I will not be Papa Smurf again.
Come on. Come on. I got a new thing to introduce you as tonight. Okay. Just wait till the opening. Joanna Nello says it looks good. All right. Awesome. Your Pepsi just farted, or your Coke just farted.
Yeah, they do that.
There is a problem with the screen, Rich.
Yeah, you're on it.
If you say I'm on it, I'll kick your ass. What's the problem, Summerlee? Oh, there isn't any fish swimming through me. I've got that right here. But again, I'm wearing a silk shirt. So it just falls off of me.
Oh, maybe I blew his foot punchline.
Now it's all the way down by the ground. So that's why. Oh, I'm sorry. Do I have a pocket here? No, I have no pocket. I could tuck this in like a tie. Like a bib. Let me get it straight at least.
I think your glass is enough. The hole in the chest is kind of neat, but where is your chest hole? Missing.
It's down there.
Oh.
I just put it on my chest and let it slide down, and then it hit the ground, and I can't bend over and get it. So, yes, Corey Swift, I have lost a lot of weight. I went from 340, I'm 268 now. I've lost a lot of weight, and then I was losing weight. Well, I'll talk about it online.
We are online.
Sue Ann says the color is a little washed out, but see, that's what I need to hear from you guys. I can fix that real quick. Let me go to my phone. I can zoom in. Let me go back to here. Webcam, configure video. All right, now here we are here, but I got to zoom in to read this. All right, you guys tell me. I can turn this up right there. Okay, now I can turn this up. Give us a little more. How's that? Does that look better? I gotta wait for them to answer, like 20 seconds.
Ah,
Harley Gem says that's good. Sue Ann says it's the same. I can go up a little more. I mean, I can go up a lot more.
well, not
Just don't
much,
want to, because then we give
not much.
Jerry a Papa Smurf fucking mustache and beard. All right, this is what we do. We'll set that back to 5,000 like normal. There's what we usually have it at. Apply. Boom. That's the white balance. All right, now tell me if it's good.
No, Colonel Catch is just and it's $1.99 a layer, whatever. Big Rich and Josh set up a daily Snapchat money.
What does that mean?
I don't know.
I'll do whatever you want, but you got to explain more to me.
It needs some punctuation. Was that a question mark or a statement or?
Appreciate the $1.99.
Sounds
But
like a,
please
sounds like a
explain more.
suggestion.
I'll, you know, it's before the show. I can read anything.
Sounds like a suggestion. Yeah, that is better. Go down here at my phone now.
Does it look good?
Yeah, it does.
Now let me see your phone, and I can zoom in on that and see. Oh, we kind of look natural, huh?
Kind of.
See, Harley Gem says both tablet and TV look better now. Awesome. Michaela BE4LE, what's that? Beefle? A blessed evening to you, Jerry and Rich. Well, thank you. Same to you. Lorenz Gordon says Jerry looks good after eating with Reaper. You ate with Reaper? You eating behind my back?
That's sad. No, I didn't. When did I eat with you?
I don't know. All right, so I'm going to say that's okay. I'm going to close this down.
Yesterday.
How would you guys eat?
We stopped at McDonald's on the way back.
You son of a bitch.
Well,
You know I'm dieting.
Aquatics was closed.
Oh, were they?
Yeah, they only
You guys
opened.
didn't even go in?
They only opened Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Oh, yeah, I
Sunday.
knew they were closed Wednesday. I just didn't know yesterday was Wednesday.
I didn't think about it. I heard about
Yeah.
it too, and then when I got there and the door was locked, I'm going, "Well, fuck."
You should have went and bought like one of them marking on windows, you know, crayons or whatever, or
OFR
markers.
was here.
OFR was here. Summer Lee says, I don't think the videos that Reaper posted are new. Yeah, he does a video and then, 3-4 days later, he'll put it out. Sometimes he goes back and gets a collection of videos and puts out. It's, he can't always come out here to the rescue. So sometimes he puts out what he can find at his house.
Oh my goodness.
Michaela says, Jerry, how often will bristlenose pleco spawn? Well, since she didn't ask me, I'm not going to answer her. Latte ta. Oh, it's 6 o'clock. All right, guys, we're going to start the live stream. Let me go here to the beginning. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Stay Fishy Friday. Glad to be here. For all you just joining in now, we're right on time, guys. We're right on time.
Well, anyway, the bristlenose. As often as the female will lay eggs for the male.
which
And
is
sometimes the male will let 2 or 3 females lay eggs in his tube at the same time. We've got a complete
every
breeding.
3 months,
Oh, geez, every 6 weeks.
every
The
6 weeks.
male
It's possible.
will starve himself. You don't, because he'll keep setting on eggs, and he doesn't eat while he's setting on the eggs, and he'll go 3 or 4 clutches and starve himself. So you got to be careful that way. But I was just
So if
saying,
you want your male to be happy, have him 3, possibly 4 females in there.
that's too many.
It's too
I'd
many.
go with 2. That way,
2.
there's always a break. But we have a complete breeding group of the bristlenose plecos here right now.
Right.
The male is just magnificent
How come they're not in the front 150?
because they're just common bristlenose.
What was the ones you wanted to put in there?
What you wanted the albinos in
Okay,
if
so
we get some albinos.
I remember that tank full of like 3/4 inch long baby bristlenose, all brown. They were
That
everywhere.
was back before me.
Okay, I mean you can put them up there, and you know the baby bristlenose do nothing but clean up mess. You know,
Yeah,
and there's
I
so
know.
much
Well,
plants in there that I'd rather have the cleanup. If we can change to albino eventually, sure.
yeah, we could eventually.
'Cause I used to give away baby bristlenose all the time. People
Yeah.
loved them.
We try to clean all of the baby bristlenose out of the tank. Yeah, we got a male that's, he's a good 6 inches, got a great
Also,
big
you need a
crown.
big hole for them.
Yeah, we need a big, actually, we need a couple because that way he's not stressed out. Anyway, it's up to you if you want to put him in there.
I mean, it's something we have right now, you know. Danielle Nesbitt says, "Hey, Rich, you have fish in your drink." Well, you know, usually I have my thing on my chest and I have fish in my heart, but you know, but that's okay. I'll drink the fish water. All right, today's drinking word is Chuck or Norris or Chuck Norris. It's a sad day, you know. One of the toughest men alive passes on. I've seen all the statements. I've seen everything they've said online today. It was crazy. As a matter of fact, Skylar got a hold of me and said, "Hey, you know Hulk Hogan died." I'm like, "Hulk Hogan died like a year ago?" And she goes, "Oh, I'm sorry. I meant Chuck Norris." I'm like, "Okay. Thanks for telling me." And I went online and found out it was true.
That would have been a one-sided fight.
Griselda Frankenstein says, "When Chuck Norris falls in the water, he doesn't get wet. The water gets Chuck Norris."
Oh, we're going to be hearing them all night.
All night. You know, there was the one story about how Chuck Norris entered the tiger's cage, and the trainer was like, "Listen, calm down, back away slowly, and you might live." And then the tiger did. It's corny as fuck, but it's funny.
As far as I'm concerned, it screws up the first day of spring.
Oh, come on. You know what screwed up the first day of spring? This cold weather. We had snow yesterday. First day of spring is today. It's crazy. 3 days ago, it was 70 degrees.
Depends
Then it
on,
went down to 24 and snow. With weather warning, said 5 to 9 inches of, lake effect snow. We only got like an inch.
they get paid to life. Actually, today is the legal first day of spring by government rules.
I like how they can make up the days of when it's supposed to be in this.
Yeah, it was 3 days ago? It would have been Wednesday or something when the daylight and darkness were exactly the same length. And most cultures do it with the moon, so it would have been that blood moon that we had would have been the first of spring.
Griselda Frankenstein says Skylar's back. No, she's not back.
No,
She hasn't been here in what, 5 months?
I haven't counted.
But she texts me all the
I'm
time.
not counting. That's your game.
Brittany Zibbles comes in and clarifies everything. It was older clips spliced together. It was a good compilation video. Would be nice to see some new outings and vids. John and Reap. John's not around. He's down in West Virginia, out in the Ohio food scene exploring.
I love.
Well, see, every time they go out, I'm sorry, Jerry. They drive the van, and I pay for the gas, and then I pay for them to stop and get lunch for helping out the rescue. So they go on these rescues. They pick up things. They get to go out to lunch, and it gives Reaper things to video and do and stuff like that. And every once in a while, when Reaper's got extra time, he'll come over and we'll go do some running around together. Home Depot, fish stores, whatever, and that does good videos too, on his channel at least. Oh, anyways, I wanted to tell everybody, welcome to tonight's show. I'm your host, Johnny Carson. No, I'm not Johnny Carson. But this is Ed McMahon. He's just a little older and shriveled up now. Would you rather call me Ed McMahon or me call you Ed McMahon?
That doesn't work. You're not going to call me Beefcake either.
Well, I call you Ed McMahon or Beefcake Bob. What you want?
I'm not.
I can turn up the color and call you Papa Smurf. What do you want, Jerry? I can call you Jenny.
I don't appreciate being offered the choice.
Earlier, somebody put on there, and it was this Jenny person, and it said, what was that thing?
I'm not going to help you.
Jerry, you're sorry. I can't see, and I all I saw was Jenny, and here it goes. It says happy first day of spring, right? And I'm like, Jenny, what's that last name? Johnson. Oh, that's the same last name as Jerry. Oh, that is Jerry. I read his name as Jenny.
Oh, we got another one.
Hang on, we'll get to it in a second. Prince Vino says, can I get my cichlids, which is what Reaper calls the cichlids, to stop moving the gravel, or will they keep doing it? There is no way you can stop that. That is not going to happen.
If they're going to move it, they're going to move it.
That's why we do not have live plants in with the cichlids.
Some species you can count on them moving. Give them
like red devils and shit like that.
Give them a couple of toys to play with, a couple of pieces of driftwood they can push around or something. They'll start leaving the gravel. They're always going to move the gravel, though. They got to have their pit.
Oh, they were talking about his brother John, not John Doe.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah, me and his brother have been in like this little war. Who can lose the weight the fastest? And I'm beating him. I've been beating him. We got close once, and then he had some family outing to go to where he ate, and he went up like 8 pounds that week. But we're real close. He's like maybe 8 or 10 pounds behind me right now. Yeah. Monster Fishing says Big Rich is the GOAT. Well, I thank you. Here you go, Jerry.
Billy Goat.
Billy Goat, you son of a bitch.
Tape Pipes 2019, $4.99. Get a 14-inch avalanche.
Now, he got one last week.
Will beat out our
treatment soon.
We have treatment soon. You had one. What's the best diet? Variety of raw foods. He's crushing shrimp and tilapia already.
That's what we fed ours until he got to 3 foot.
Fine.
He's doing great.
Yeah.
And ours died at 3 foot. When we went to move him, he had a spaz and died.
The one we've got right now is pushing 14.
Yeah, we have one now. It's 14 inches. But he's thick and fat too.
Likes those freeze-dried krill, the big ones.
How did you end up feeding him that? Just because we had them here?
No, you soak them.
Well, yeah, but we didn't buy them. So
they
came in
were
with
donated. Yeah,
some came in with fish tanks and stuff.
Yeah, we had like 3-gallon cans of them.
Right. Excuse me, guys. What's up, Richie?
Yeah. Anyway.
I didn't know I was supposed to. Oh, I woke up. I woke up and I saw that and I thought, that's something I wrote to you last night because it continued onto it. And then I was like, okay, so I erased the whole thing. And I was like, I was confused when I first woke up. I didn't know you actually sent that. Well, I'm live now. You're on the live stream. Everybody's going, hi, Richie.
Surprise.
Okay, about 8 o'clock. Thanks, bye. That's what happens when you only get 4 hours of sleep. You know, I don't understand what's real and not when I first wake up. Ah. Jerry, don't lose that number. Remember that song?
I don't think that was Jerry, but it works.
Could have been Jenny.
Huh?
Could have been Jenny.
Could have been.
It's
I think it's Frankie.
no. Jenny's number is 8675309.
Yeah,
Right.
okay. No, I mean, isn't it Frankie don't lose that number?
Frankie, don't lose that number as a song
Yeah.
is.
That's what that's what I said. I think it was Frankie, not Jerry. Lorenzo wants to eat pets.
Summerlee says, damn it, I'm going to be singing that song now. Can't get it out your head.
You're welcome.
Lawrence Gorthon says, Big Rich lives in his own time zone, in his own world, and his own little fantasy, too. I wake up, I don't give two shits what's going on beyond my doors. I got to deal with this. I got a list to do. I deal with that. I got community service coming, you know, and it pisses me off because I could actually sleep longer. Like today, I slept until 1:30 and I took a shower, which means I slept from 8 o'clock until 1:30. That was 5.5 hours. And I feel amazing. I feel like so alive. I can't imagine if I got to sleep all 8 hours, you know. And even the nurse laughed at me and said I slept all day long. What are you talking about? You got here at 7. I talked to you until about 7:30 and worked with Tracy. And then I went to bed. I got to bed and sleep around 8. I woke up. It's 1:30. That's 5.5 hours. I'd like to see her or anybody else go on 5.5 hours every single night. So when I'm usually only go on 4 hours a night.
As I'm out there doing water changes and feeding fish.
Oh, geez.
Where'd you go? You jumped on us.
I did. Here we are. Aggressive Fish Lover says, howdy, y'all. Been a few. Jerry looks like he's grown a bit. I taught him where the button is on the chair that lifts the chair up. And he lifted it up today for the first time.
With my hunchback, I can't set up straight. If I set up straight, I sit like this.
No, just go like this and go like this. That's all.
You maintain for a while. I'm not going to force myself to be uncomfortable. Way too many miles for that.
Let me click on this and see if my buttons will work again, like it used to. Yes! We may not skip as much now. Brittany Zivilis sent 20 Ohio Fish Rescue Gives memberships. Wow. She is the GOAT. Not me. She's the GOAT. Let me see. Monster Fishing got one.
I'm going to put my name back on the list.
Corey Swift got one. Aggressive Fish Lovers. Mark loves AZ cards. Joe Schmo. Okay. Chris Mintz. Kevin Hughes. Nathan's 5782. Fish Family Link. Christine Panda. Extra Accent. Cat's Eye. Gray Guy. Kateric. Kate Rich.
Family Link a bot?
Yeah.
Thought so.
Brad Tapp Scott. What the hell? Okay. UK Nutcase. Lizzie Lou. Jackson's Farm. John Hall. Lisa and Kaylin. Lil Ox. And then Megan Croson. Thank you, Brittany. That's a lot. Wow. Wow. Joanna Nellis says I maybe get 3 hours a night. Well, I didn't bring up the old man. I have to go pee every 2 hours and wake up and go pee and stumble back to bed.
Kingston nailed it. It's Ricky, don't lose that number.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. What'd you say, Frankie?
Yeah, I said Frankie.
It's sort of close. Harley Gem says Brittany's an OFR hero. Yes, she is. Sue Ann says, Brittany, you guys are the best. Oh, it jumped even on the keys.
Yeah, I was jumping worse on the keys before you went to the mouse.
Mark loves AZ Card says, holy moly, I got a membership. Thank you. Summer Lee says, Brittany, here's a bunch of flowers. Aggressive Fish Lover says, thanks, Brittany. I think I have been a member of this channel more than any other and is most thanks to yours. Aww. Happy American Dad. Much love, everyone. Brittany says, hope you all had a great fishy week. Aww. You got to love her. AZ's a very lucky man. Corey Swift says, I'm guessing Brittany gifted me a membership. Yes, she did.
Chuck is flying with the Blue Angels. Chuck, everybody.
Chuck, everybody. Rosella Frankenstein says, how long till the new glass comes for the unfinished tank? It's right around the corner. I swear it's coming. It's soon. It's I agreed to Josh because we took our 3,000 gallon tank outside and set it up on its end. Now there's, drip lines coming down it. So the front glass is leaking. I agreed with Josh that we could go ahead and take that glass off. It's the same size we need, put it on the new tank. And then when we get the money stashed aside, we can go ahead and replace that one. It's not a hurry at that point. So we've got the glass here. We just got to get it out, which means a nice warm day and, 3 or 4 people over here to do this because Josh is going to have to take the guitar string, cut the silicone all the way around while everybody holds the window up. And it's right about here. It's on its back and the tank's 7 foot from front to front. So 6 footers got to hold up and we need at least 4 people to hold this as Josh cuts it. So it's a matter of timing now.
Thought we were getting a new piece of glass.
We were because I didn't want to ruin, the old tank. Why tear it apart?
No, the glass is solid.
But it now got a leak from sitting up. Water was sitting on top of the glass.
Yeah, it froze.
And it froze and all. It got into the tank and now it's running down the tank. You can see the trails on the inside.
Have to seal it. You might as
now
well.
We got to reseal it. Might as well use that real quick.
It's actually easier to take it off and seal it than it is to try to reseal it in place.
Corey Swift says, Big Rich, how does one come down for a weekend visit? Well, hell yeah.
Make an appointment.
You buy Rich a bottle of vodka and you... I'm just kidding.
No, he's not.
You offer to cook something and help out for the weekend and... the spare bedroom is yours. It's got its own bathroom in there. I got nobody living here. I'm not gonna do that no more. The last couple destroyed anyone else's chances of living here. They absolutely destroyed it. Helped him out for 5 months. Then he kept promising me every month that by the 1st he'll get out. Please, I'll never ask you anything again. You let me stay 1 more month. I let him stay next month. Please, you never ask. But see, Josh came over and wouldn't let his daughter come over because they smelled like weed so bad. So, I went 3 months without seeing my granddaughter. And this last month, I was like, no, you're making me be a dick to you. You promised me you'd be out by the 1st, and now you want another month? I can't do it. I'm not allowed to see my granddaughter. You make me choose between my granddaughter and you every single time. It's going to be my granddaughter. So you need to find a place. And by, I think it was the 4th, they moved out, and then he turned on me and started telling all kinds of stupid stuff online, like I killed Tracy, I overdosed her. I'm living high off the hog off her Social Security, which is $1,200 a month. I don't know how anyone can live high off the hog on $1,200 a month. But You know, he didn't mention that I work, 80 hours a week taking care of her, making sure, and she's in better hands now than she was in the nursing homes where she ended up with bed sores and she went septic twice and was always sick. Now she hasn't had one bed sore in the 5 years she's been home. She's well taken care of, and all the nurses come over here love the way she's taken care of. So screw that, and that's what I get for opening my house up to people that needs place, and he's still threatening me with all kinds of things. It's crazy. But anyways, you want to come down for a visit? You just Big Rich 540 at Gmail. Talk to me and tell me when you want to come down, and we'll try and make it happen. And if you're coming with your wife and she wants to cook for us, that'll get you in the door. Right, Jerry?
What was that?
If he comes with his wife and she wants to cook for us, that'll get him in the door.
At least.
I mean, at least. Are you going to turn down someone cooking for you? We're bachelors here. We got no one cooking for us.
Well, after he's in the door, man, it's game on.
I don't know what any of that means. Tyler Kerr says, Norris, everyone. Oh, geez. I don't know why it jumps like this. YouTube sucks. Doompy says, I would use the new glass for the tank. Well, here's the thing. The old glass it's a whole, 14-foot window, or I think it's 12-foot window, but it has a piece of Euro bracing on the top. It's actually stronger than the new glass. So the new glass will go for the 3,000-gallon tank. The old glass will go for the 4,000-gallon tank.
I think what's funny is it was meant originally to use that glass in the first place. The tank was designed for it.
So anyways, the point is, we had the piece of glass here. We used it on the 3,000. Now that it's leaking and we got to fix it anyways, might as well use the glass with Euro bracing 3 inches down from the top on the bigger tank. And then when we get the new glass in, we don't have to buy, low iron and all that. It's only 2,100 instead of 2,600. We can, set that up. But that gives me time to drill the holes in the back, do the cement footings and all that, and build a platform for that tank in the backyard around the koi pond. Aggressive fish lover says, if you're cute, you can stay in Jerry's room. Well, I think you have to be female too.
Yeah.
Okay, here you go, Jerry. Tape pipes again.
Tape pipes 2019, back for more. Got $4.99. Buddy had single order Abba wasn't in super bad.
Abba wasn't in super bad condition.
Okay. Didn't take shipping well. My guess is he sat in a facility for a while, not cared for, very skinny.
Yeah, just keep feeding him what he likes to feed. If you try different things and he eats something more, like if he only takes 1 bite of this, but he'll take 3 of that, feed him more of this. You want to get him big and thick. Yeah. And no, Abbas do not transport well. I had 2 of them die. The 3-footer, we just got him in the tank or in the net, the big, huge net, and was pulling him out of the tank, never even got him out of water, and he went to convulsing and died. The other one, it was only like, I think, 14, 15 inches, and I took him out of the 135 and set him in a tub that I had preset with water in it out of the 135. From me grabbing him out of the net and putting him in the tub, and he was fine. He swam out of the net. I turned around to get another fish, and someone goes, "What's wrong with the Abba?" And I looked down, and he was belly up and still twitching. So, I tried, touching with the net to get him out of it, and he just died. It was over with, So they are very, very rough fish to move. And I've heard other people tell me, "Oh, they had no problem." Well, I've had problems, and it ain't because I was, mishandling them. But thank you, Tape Pipes, for the $4.99. Bathing in Diamond says, well, late as always. Hey, everybody. What's up, buddy? Lorenz, chuck, chuck, chuck. That's a drinking word. Everybody drink up. Oh, did you guys see the new weed laws? You're not allowed to transport weed across the, so you can't go to other states, buy it, and bring it back. That's against the law. You can't smoke a vape or weed in public. Now that's a misdemeanor. You can't grow more than 6 plants. That's a misdemeanor. And then they made it legal, and then now they're cutting into it and making it harder and harder and harder. And the laws are just basically set on, they're trying to make more money here on the Ohio dispensaries instead of letting people go elsewhere where they're cheaper. And Diamond says, think Jerry is traumatized? Okay. Corey says, haven't been here in months. How is Tracy doing? We got 3 minutes till the Tracy update, but I want you all to know that next week I'm doing a big Tracy update that's going to explain how everything led up to her having the cardiac arrest, how it happened, how she was in the hospital 2 days before, how I was on the phone with them. I mean, the whole story. You're going to hear everything. I've been making a new video about it, and so next week is going to be a big Tracy update. Brittany Zibla says, have Reap come and cook. I can't have Reap cook. He's so Italian and proud of his roots that okay. How do I explain this? If I eat his spaghetti, I have heartburn for 3 days. He does not do the carrot. He doesn't do sugar. He doesn't do anything, baking soda, nothing to lower the acidity. The more acidic it is, that's what he likes. And then he throws like, what was it, pig necks in there with it. And, it's just, ew. I don't know. I can't eat Reap's cooking like that. And when he does cook, he cooks up lamb or something. I can't eat that. I don't know. I'm okay with beef and pork as long as it's bought in the store. If I go to like a butcher shop and the cows and the pigs are being slaughtered, I can't eat these chunks of their body. But in the store, I just see, oh, that's meat. It doesn't register as it's part of an animal. You know what I'm saying? So I can't do, ham hocks and pig necks and turkey necks and all this crazy stuff that he cooks with. I just can't do it. So.
Yeah, Brother John does put on a good barbecue.
Progressive Fish Lover said, Reaper's brother, his name is John, he puts on a nice barbecue. He brought a whole pig here. I didn't eat any of it, but he barbecued it here. And he, cooked it and all that. And everybody loved it. But I was, taking care of people and setting up the band and all that. And I didn't eat none of the pork because I could see it's a whole pig. Can't do it. Griselda Frankenstein says those potheads are bitter Betty's. Too bad you had to put up with that. Okay. That's 6:30. It's Tracy update time. Team Tracy, everybody. Team Tracy. All right, I'm going to stop this here. Right before Brittany Zilla's put in $5. We'll get to that after the Tracy update. Okay, here we go. That's where I'm leaving off. Okay, so now it's a Tracy update. She has done really well, and she's so sweet. I mean, she just lays there. She's at 99, 100 all the time, And now that she has a catheter in, she's such a dream to take care of. I don't have to change. I went from changing her brief to like 5 times a day to now we don't have to change anything until she goes number 2. And, so she's always covered with a little sheet. And I don't put when you put a brief on, I don't put it up and connect it up front no more. I put a brief onto her and then we lay down. That way I can always pull the sheet back and look in between to see if it's soil. And it's so much easier to take care of her. It's so much more of a dream that now, I'm spending more time taking the wire thing to her hair. And she's like, oh, she just melts when I do that to her. So every time I take over and watch her, it's my turn, honey. I get to watch you. And I take that wire thing and I put it to her hair and she just moves all over. She's like, you can tell she's almost having an orgasm. She just loves that in her hair, If none of you guys know what I'm talking about, it's a handle with like 8 wires coming down with like rubber tips on the end or little ceramic tips on the end. And you put that on your hair and it feels like a head massage. Oh my God, Tracy absolutely loves that. Even when, the nurse is like, oh no, she wasn't aware all day today. I'm like, okay. I put that in her hair and she's like, oh, and her whole body moves and she just, you can tell she loves it. She just absolutely loves it. So I do that to her a lot now. And, I talk to her and tell her things and, all day today, she wasn't really aware. And then when it came time for me to take over, I was kissing her on her forehead or side of her cheek or something. And I leaned down. I'm like, honey, it's my turn to take care of you. And, Latrice was leaving and she turned towards me, almost made me kiss her on the lips because I moved in to kiss her on her cheek. Honey, it's time for me to take care of you. And I go to kiss her and she turned towards me. I'm like, oh, you're aware. You're looking at me now. Hi, baby. So I haven't kissed her on the lips for like 6 years now. But, when she first came home from the hospital, I actually had a sore on her forehead from me kissing her on her forehead so much. Every time I'd have any interaction, I'd be like, oh, honey, and I'd kiss her on her forehead, and she got like a rash, a sore. Her skin was like peeling off there. I'm like, oh my God, I had to train myself not to kiss her on her forehead no more. It was hard for me. Then we've got the weekday nurse is taking off 2 days next week, Monday and Tuesday. So we've got another nurse, Victoria, coming in, and she don't get Tracy out or nothing like that. So I'm going to have to, for one, watch Victoria during the day, and then 2, I have to get up and take Tracy and get her out of bed because the new nurse won't do that, and set her in a chair for an hour or 2, and then put her back in her bed, that kind of stuff. So. But other than that, she's doing really well. We had in the last year, we had the one bout where some new nurse came in and she ended up aspirating, which means she got the food from her belly up into her lungs and then, up into her throat and then down into her lungs. And when that happens, we can tell because she starts getting a fever. She starts, breathing harder. And we know that she aspirated. And usually I can go down with the internal suction, and if you follow the neck down, it tees off to each lung. And if I touch down right there, involuntary hard coughing. Okay, so I'll go in and I'll do this, and I hate it, but you have to do this because if you leave the liquid in the lungs, you get pneumonia every time. So I'll go down and I'll touch down, and then she'll cough, and I'll pull back about an inch, and then everything that she's contracting will go up into that and get sucked out. And 9 times out of 10, she don't have to go to the hospital. We just call in some antibiotics and she gets antibiotics and she don't get sick. This last time, I think it was 3 weeks ago, she did get pneumonia and she did have to go to the hospital because her breathing got so short and fast. It was like, and you can only do that for so long, and I think it was like 14, 16 hours she breathed like that, and I had to make the call. She had to go to the hospital. So she went to the hospital. She got IV antibiotics, and then they got her back down to normal. She come back home, and everything's good again. She's doing great. She's staying at 99, 100. Oh, my Tracy thing went off. I can hear her through the doorway, but I can't see her. So I've got my little Tracy thing, and then I zoom in on her numbers, and I can watch how she's doing right here without you guys seeing it because it's right under the screen. And you know, it's a screen, so I can set that right there, and it's part of my. I've got my lower TV with the count of people. I got my chat. I got my screen where I can see what we're doing. I've got my thing here that tells me what time it is. Little screen, and then I've got my Tracy screen all right here. So I'm in the zone. But yeah, she's doing really good.
I've got a phone.
She's actually gained a little bit of weight, so we're going to have to pull back on some of the feeding because she's normally 99 to 101, and now she's up to 110. So 106 to 108 is fine. She's got a little extra than normal. That's fine. But when she starts heading upwards, we know we're feeding her too much. So we got to pull back a little bit. So what I do is, like when I watch her during the daytime, I'll skip lunch because there's no medicine that comes with lunch. I'll just give her the water and the syrup, which is protein syrup that she needs. And then I don't give her the thing of liquid food, which is 250 milligrams of food. But, and I can pull that out once or twice a week and she'll be fine. And that's what we do. And then, she's back to 108 or 107, whatever, we go back to her normal feedings. But she's doing really well. She's not giving us a problem. I watch her from in my room. I've got my what do you call this, tablet, and then I've got this screen that shows the whole room. And I sit in there. I watch movies. I watch so many movies, and I play video games and stuff like that. My son Richie gave me a PlayStation 5, so I've been playing Final Fantasy 7, and it's a remake, a new one that came out of the old Final Fantasy 7. And now I've got another one for, I think it's Final Fantasy 10 or something like that. And then I've got 13 and 14 sitting there waiting to play. So I've got plenty of things that kills my time, but I get to watch Tracy from in my room. So poor Jerry's left out there. There's nobody in the house. He's got no one to talk to. He makes his food and then he goes downstairs to bed. But, we make it work. The house is always clean,
Brittany Sibilis, thank you for the $5. Your wait is finally over.
What's that?
Or she posted earlier about she's waiting.
Oh, the Tracy
Jem
update.
says Tracy update in 2 minutes. Team Tracy, thanks, Haley.
Awesome.
We're a little late
Harley.
with it, but I'll let you apologize.
You said Haley. It's Harley.
Haley, excuse me.
Yep.
Harley,
So anyways,
Igor.
now you guys got all week to get ready for next week's Tracy update. It's going to be a big update. I said it earlier, but I can't stress enough. I've been going through videos and doing things and bringing up everything. And now that we know everything, how they say 2020 hindsight, we know now what led up to this. And it was an unconceivable amount of different things that led up to it, including Cleveland Clinic misdiagnosing her and sending her home. Okay, there was a lot of things that happened, and we will talk about it next week. And it's going to be, you'll find out exactly how things came about, her past and why she was like that, and all the medical problems that she did have, and how everything contributed to her dying on February 5th, 2020. So we got her back, and the reasons why she got the anoxic brain injury now, everything that I've learned now, all of this could have been avoided. There's like 5 different points that if I was a doctor or if I knew more, I could have prevented this. The hospital could have prevented it. The people in the hospital could have prevented it if they'd have caught it. But, nothing got caught, and it all built up. And, so everything will be told next week. And it gives me a little bit more time to continue with, more videos that I can show you guys, and then bring them to this computer and set them up in this thing so that you guys can see them as the background, that kind of stuff. So Bathing for Diamond says Jerry is traumatized from former roommates. Ain't that the truth? No, Big Rich is traumatized. I give people free rent and free places to stay, and then they lie to me and say they can help me taking care of Tracy. Then they can't be around Tracy because, oh, that's so gross to suction her out or something like that. You know, you said you were a nurse, and now find out your father was a nurse in the army, and you're nothing. You know, and then we made her the plant lady and still let her live here and free, and she just caused so much trouble. And then she went psycho and called the police on me and said that I beat her up and tried killing her dog while I was downstairs with Skylar and her parents. And what the hell? It was New Year's Eve. And, you know, she comes running downstairs. I'm calling the police. You tried killing me and you tried killing my dog. And we're all looking at each other like, what the hell? You know, what just happened? And I'll be damned.
The days of our lives.
Right. I'll be damned if there weren't 20 cops here and they were here to arrest me for beating her. And, you know, she's like, oh, he punched me here. He held me by the throat and he punched me here. And they couldn't find any marks on her. And I'm like, officer, I don't know what the hell she's talking. I was downstairs. I got like 20 people here. Let me see. There was Skylar, her 2 parents. There was Skylar's brother and his 3 friends. There was my friends. Everybody was downstairs for the dropping of the ball in New York. And she had what it turned out to be was she had a nightmare and she woke up and thought it was real. She wasn't on her meds no more. And, you know, that's why I'm like, I will never date anybody on psych meds. I will not let people live here on psych meds because I'm opening myself up to, I could have went to jail that night. And on who's going to watch Tracy? And, you know, and because she said that I had punched her in her mouth and there was no marks. I grabbed her by her throat and there was no marks. And then I had punched her in her stomach and there was no redness. And then I tried killing her dog. She said I was outside in the rain, taking her little, what was it? Yorkie, and had it by its belly and was slamming it into the mud. And, you know, the cop goes, I want to see the dog. And Skylar was right behind him holding the puppy, you know, and she's like right here. And there was no mud on the dog. The hair wasn't wet. It was pouring down rain outside. And, you know, the cops were like, this is absolutely crazy. And I'm like, I know, you know, that none of this happened. You know, I think she dreamed it or something. And they took her away. And, you know, to this day, she still believes that she got beat and her dog almost died. To this day, even after we proved that nothing happened. And I was downstairs with like 20 people for like the last 3 hours.
You left out the punchline.
What's that?
When the police asked you if you'd be willing to pay for a motel room.
Oh, yeah. The cops were taking her out of here. And they're like, will you be willing to pay for a motel room for her for the night? I'm like, absolutely not. She just tried putting me in jail for something I didn't do. I'm not paying for her. You know, get her out of here. And she left, and I've never seen her since. You know, Crazy Kathy is what we refer to her as now. That's ridiculous. And then not to mention, she turned out to be the biggest smoker ever. I mean, she was a chain smoker nonstop. And she had this big bag of, like, tobacco that she would roll, like, 30 cigarettes a day. And she'd sit there and smoke them one after another. It was like, Jesus, you know, you told me you didn't smoke when I asked you if you were, you know, she wanted to move in. And she said she didn't smoke. And then, you know, it turns out to be so nasty. And so it was horrible, you know, just having her around. And I'm still trying to be nice. You can't watch Tracy. That was the whole reason you said you were moving in. You were a nurse. Now it turns out you're not a nurse and you can't even handle suctioning Tracy's trach out. You know, so I made her the plant lady. And then she didn't do well on the plants either.
No.
So she lived here for, what, a year?
Yeah.
For absolutely free and then tries putting me in jail. It's like, what the hell? I don't know. So, yeah, Jerry isn't traumatized from former roommates. Jerry's sitting over there saying, I told you so. I'm the one traumatized.
There's no extra charge for the entertainment around. Who needs daytime TV?
Alistair Young says, hey, Richard, Jerry, how you doing on your system? What does your nitrates, parts per million come out to, and how much fresh water goes in? Thanks for the great show. We got about 2,000 gallons of fresh water going in a day. I have a drip system, dripping in prime, that was set up for a saltwater system that we have on our system. So 2,000 gallons a day goes in. And what we did was we kept turning up because our parts per million were like at 40. So we turned up more water. Then it was at like 33. We turned up more water. And then it was like, 26. And then we turned up more water. Now our nitrates are about 20. anywhere from 18 to 24 parts per million, any given day. Because we use a lot of water. Sometimes, when the water gets full, Jerry will take all the water and drain it out to the pond. And then fresh water fills that back up. Well, that gets lower. So down to 18, and some days it's up to as high as 24. But it's not 80 or 100 or 160. You know what I'm saying? So people don't believe it, but that's what we go by. We have all those plants in the water, in the filtration. We have, all this huge wet dry trickle filtration. We have a settling chamber that's 800 gallons. The water comes in on one side, goes through 100 micron socks, 9 of them, and then slows down so much and drifts across the water, and anything heavy metals, any particles falls out, and it gets on the very end of the 800 gallon, it comes out and goes to the wet dry. Our system is basically flawless. I built this 10 years ago, and it's still running strong and great. The more plants we put on it, the better it does. Come summertime, we put right now we have a bunch of plants running on the pool that will go out to summertime. So it might jump up, 4 or 5 parts per million, but it's still low. It's still low. We're good. So as far as Tracy, she's got everything she needs in there. We got contacted with one company and says we owe $172. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Why would I owe you $172? And they're like, we sent you a new moisture atomizing machine. I'm like, no, you did not. They're like, yes, we did. I'm like, I haven't got, the only thing new I got for Tracy was her pulse ox machine.
Yeah.
And that was like 2 months ago. And they're saying they sent me a new atomizing machine that gives her, it's an inch tube that goes to her trach collar that gives her atomized moist air, because when you bypass your nose and your mouth, you don't get none of your sinus area that makes your air warm and moist before it goes into your lungs. So you can get what's called, mucus plugs in your lungs. And it closes down it closes down a section of your lungs. And then, it's hard for you to get up to 100% oxygen again. So right now she's on 3 liters of oxygen. She's at 99, 100 all the time. We can even turn it down some. So she's doing good and everything's working great. And I don't know. Joanna Nell says weed is still legal here in Australia. It's still legal here in Ohio, but they're making stipulations to it. Also, you're not allowed to smoke a weed vape or weed out in public no more. That is a misdemeanor now.
Yeah.
You can't have more than 6 plants. It is a misdemeanor now. If you transport weed in your car, it has to be in the trunk. Cannot be accessible to the driver. So no more passengers getting high while you're driving. That's gone. They just passed all this, but what they didn't do is advertise it, so there wasn't hardly any signatures against them. I guarantee you 90% of the people in Ohio would have stood up and, fought them, signed the signatures and all that if they'd have known. They passed this and didn't advertise it, so nobody knew. Nobody got to sign anything, which I don't really care. I don't smoke weed, but it is making it to where there's a lot more people going to be getting misdemeanors and paying fines and doing community service for sure. I mean, I've had 2 girls here that came here with weed vapes at community service, and I told them you can't have that here. And one of them got brought high for his first time, Skylar's little brother. And, I'm like, this is like 3 times I told her not to smoke that here. And she just didn't listen to me. So I don't know.
Nice, everybody.
Bell Star's here. Hi, sweetheart. She goes, good evening. Hi, Fishy family and Jerry and beautiful Rich. Every morning she gives me this thing that I wake up to and I'm like, what did she send today? And it's a song and it's, some sort of, corny pickup line about, how beautiful you are and what a great guy you are or something like that. And I call it my ego boost every day. I woke up today and I didn't see it. And I was going to text her, "Where's my ego boost today?" So I got used to it. And then I found it. I had like 14 messages. It was
Needs
there.
his fix.
I need my fix. You started with the drug, and now you're withholding it.
Hey, Bob.
How you doing? Says that's psychosomatic rich about the meat. Well, yes and no. My father screwed me up for life. I was young, I don't know, 7 or 8, and he brought home a baby cow. And he, I'm like, oh, so cute. Now I'm hugging on it and this and that. And he's like, do you want to feed her? And I'm like, yeah, of course. So I'm out there every day with this big bottle of food, and I'm feeding this baby cow. And, she's getting bigger, this and that. And one day we're sitting in there, and we're eating hamburgers. And my dad asked me, how's your hamburger, Rich? And I'm like, oh, it's awesome. It's like the best hamburger ever. And he goes, yeah, that's Betsy. And I'm like, what do you mean that's Betsy? She goes, I had her carved and cut up, and I got a whole freezer full of meat. I'm like, no, you're lying to me. And I ran out to the barn, and she was gone, and I started crying. You made me eat my pet. This is why I grew up. I won't eat a pet or anything named or anything I can see that used to be a pet. People eat squirrels. I've raised squirrels. I don't want to eat them. Raccoons. Groundhogs. I don't know, goats, cows. That's why it is to me, because my dad traumatized the shit out of me. We're eating breakfast one time, and he's like, yeah, we had these little baby squirrels, and there's 4 of them. And they would run down our arm, go down and steal a little piece of food off your plate and run back up here. And they'd be on your shoulder eating. It was the cutest thing. He grew them out and killed them and fried them up. And I'm eating squirrel gravy one day. Yeah, I hated my dad growing up. I hated him. And, he thought it was fucking funny. So, yeah, he traumatized the shit out of me. And I don't harm a fly. I'll take a fly or a spider and I'll shoo it outside or something. I don't kill nothing. So a psychosomatic, yeah, but it's that man's fault, not mine. He made me this way. It's crazy. Loren says, that's a mind problem, Big Rich. It's the same meat. Yeah, of course. Harley Jim says, Rich's meat thing is because his dad's hunting trip as a kid. Oh, I didn't even tell you about that. That's so, oh, that was so horrible. But yeah, it's, my dad screwed me up. That's what made me such a good father,
Where you going?
I'm trying to find where it jumped from.
I don't think you jumped it.
Oh, yeah, I don't remember none of this. It jumped a long ways.
It's a long time ago. You're back there in the Tracy up.
We can go back to the Brittany $5 thing. No, see, I'm at the end. There was no Brittany $5 thing. That was the beginning of the Tracy update.
Well, maybe you pulled it out because you put it up there.
There's the Brittany thing. Okay, so let's go past there. Oh, Harley Jim, Rich's meat things because his dad's hunting trip. That was one of the things for sure. Tyler says, I grew up on a farm and that was never concerned. Well, maybe the farm animals weren't your pets that your dad tricked you into eating. I don't know. All I know is it screwed me up, and I've been the way I am now, where I don't harm anything. I take care of everything. I'll fix it. I'll try my best to make sure he gets in good health. I'll pay money to the vets, whatever. And I try and bring things back to good health. Harley Gem says, that Tracy tablet has been a blessing. It sure has. Oh, my God. It opened me up from being stuck in here. I can actually walk around, and it's crazy. But, it works, and it's so helpful. Harley Gem says, I think Jerry may enjoy the solitude. Summer Lee said, died and brought back. Yes, she was. She was dead for probably anywhere from 8 to 15 minutes. I'll explain it all next live stream. Xanthi Ozab says, never knew you game. What are your favorite video games? Well, growing up or raising my children, we played all the RPG games, you know, the Final Fantasies for sure. There was a bunch of them. And, you know, basically I'd let the kids play and fight and build up. And then I'd go into the next town and, you know, buy armor and this and that. And then I'd let the kids fight and build up. And, you know, we did this as a family together. And we went through every single RPG we could. And it was great. We had ones with dragons, you know, it was a good time with the kids. We had a great time. Okay, Joanna Nell says, was Bambi and her close friends because Bambi disappeared shortly after that? After what? What are you referring to?
Linda.
Oh, was Bambi and her close friends?
Yeah.
I don't think so. But definitely she sent out some messages to everybody saying, oh, Rich is so mean. Rich is this and that. Rich is that. You know, that was crazy. So, you know, but I've been to Bambi's place. She met me. She met Skylar. She, you know, we went there and did a rescue together and all this stuff. And she shouldn't listen to some crazy psycho person. Bathing Diamond says, I'd love to put in a request to hear her calling the police that day or even the video they took during that call. Is that something we can get? It'd be very entertaining.
You could subpoena the
Video on the
camera
cops?
if they're wearing a body cam.
Yeah.
You can subpoena the footage, but seeing as how it's been this long, I doubt if it'd be saved.
It's been how many years since? 2?
About a year and a half.
Year and a half.
It was New Year's Eve.
I wish I knew that was available. I'd love to have that just for shits and giggles. But either way, if a girl calls the police and the police show up and she has marks on her, the man's going to jail. I did not go to jail that night. So whatever anybody's thinking, I am not lying. I'm not nothing. I was so close to going to jail. There was 20 cops here and they all wanted to arrest me. But then they found out, you know, no marks on her. The dog wasn't muddy. Nothing matched with her story. All 20 of the witnesses that we had here were saying I was downstairs for the last 3 hours. We were playing pool and everything, waiting for the ball to drop.
That'd make a great YouTube video.
It would. Harry H says, greeting Big Rich and Jerry from your fan from the Netherlands. Aw.
Thank you.
Well, here's Norris to you, or Chuck to you. Drink up.
Oh.
Suan says, FFL stats.
I have no idea. Suan, are you approachable?
Oh, Summer Lee says, how is Herbie Shell doing? Very well. It's grown in like in the last couple months. It's grown in like 3/4 of an inch. You can see the gray growing in over the shell, and then the big spot of scab had fallen off, and now you see all the gray growing in. It's closing up. It's doing really well.
Good, good. I think Suan's not approachable right now.
You got to basically ask her, are you approachable, Suan? She'll tell you yes or no.
Anyway, a little while ago, I picked up rice there. What do you got? Now she's asking for puffs and saying Norris.
She says
Yeah,
she never smokes at OFR. Come on, Suan. You know better than that.
Bob the Piercer, yes, it should look familiar.
That's what the back deck's for. Everybody go out there. It's away from the fish. It's away from the air pumps pumping water into the water. It's away from Tracy and the house. It's all clean air here. That's what the back deck for is for you guys. Run score thought. Chuck, 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 chuck. There you go. Oh, shit. It jumped again. Damn, I hate that. All right. Tyler Kerr says, Rich, don't feel bad. My dad did the same thing, except my cow was named Blackjack and my pig was named Babe. That's just like the movie. Oh, he says, like the movie. But that was life on the farm. It sucked, but it made me tough. You know what? I turned out to be the most animal activist person around because of life on the farm. And you know what? It wasn't just like, hey, today we killed the cow and we got the meat, blah, blah, blah. Bless the Lord for the meat that you can't eat. It was like, hey, Rich, how you like that hamburger? Oh, it's great, Dad. Yeah, that's your pet, I took her in and had her cut up and now you're eating her. What? And I was like, I ran outside crying. There's no fucking way he would do that to me. That's my dad. Hell yeah, he did it. Oh, Jesus Christ. Billy Lynch says, hey, Rich, you're looking well. What are you down to? I'm down to 248 to 203. Seems so far away. I started at 340 and I'm at 268. So I've lost what? 72 pounds? I think that's 270. It's 30 and 40. Yeah, 72 pounds. And for the last, 3 weeks, I've been staying right here. And I tried eating, like someone else is telling me, oh, you can eat all you want as long as you eat good food. And I ate a salad for like a week straight and I gained 4 pounds back. So I went back to my original diet, which is starving myself. And now I need to break through the 268 and get down to the 250 I want to be at. Harley Jem says, I grew up at a hunting and fishing resort. I was involved and learned how to butcher and fillet. Absolutely cannot eat a named pet, and now even killing anything is rough. Welcome to my world. Doopy says, all of our gang is growing. It's because, all we do is goodness and try and be good and spread goodness and help out everybody and get shit on and people see it, Bill Lynch says, wow, just realized we lost Schwarzenegger and Chuck Norris this week. Yeah. Schwarzenegger was a hard pill to swallow. We knew it was coming for the last 3 years. In fact, when Jerry got here 3 years ago, I told him, Schwarzenegger's old. We relate to him as a 99-year-old man in a walker or a cane, and he's going to pass anytime soon. And he made it another 3 years. And then out of the blue, he was fine yesterday. And then, the next day he was, or not yesterday, but last week. And the next day he was upside down on the bottom. I mean, it was, you can't just go to the store and buy another one and feel like, okay, I replaced them. It don't work that way. So he was a big part of my life that is gone now. Bob the Pearson says, what is Jerry doing watching movies on his phone?
No, we're back. You're back there with, what we got on the screen here. And I'm down here watching way ahead.
Yeah.
I'm seeing, they're responding to what you're talking about now. But
see, I respond to what comes up and then I get behind by talking in between questions and all this. Jerry's seeing what's out right now on his phone. The one silenced voice says, when I was about 2-3 years old, I loved my coat I wore to church. One day, I told my mom it was soft like our pet bunny, Bugsy. Mom told me, yeah, that's because it's rabbit. I never wore it again. You never know what you're going to do to a child when you tell them certain information. But my dad was like evil at it, ha, 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 you're eating your pet, That was crazy. So I don't trust anything at my dad's house. I'll bring out, if we're going to have a barbecue, I'll bring out my own meat, my own steaks, my own everything, bought at the store, not killed in the field, Bathed Diamond says, yes, you can get it. You can ask for a copy of the body camera and the call in and also the paperwork. They have to keep it on file. Okay, I can call and ask them. But there were so many witnesses here. Skylar's both parents, the mother and the father were here. Skylar's little brother, their friend, and my friends were here. There was just so many people here. It was just like everybody said this didn't happen. And then Kathy's the only one saying, he did this, he did that, and then he took my dog outside, he tried killing it, and the dog didn't have no mud on it or the hair wasn't wet, and it was just happy. And I reached out to the dog. And I'm like, officer, if I've done anything, this dog would be scared of me. And I reached out to the dog and started petting, licking my hand and stuff, and I'm petting it on its head. And it was just crazy. Doobie says, we're in the Netherlands. I live close to Visdurbo.
Good luck.
Lorenz says, you can do it by email and Ohio Public Records Act for body cam for cops, police report, and so on. But there is a cost to it. No big deal. John Zawicki says, whatever happened to the bird you had? He kept biting strangers, so we had to get rid of him. It was too... You're talking about the macaw, the Moluccan cockatoo? No, it was the yellow-headed cockatoo. It wasn't the Moluccan. Whatever the cockatoo was, we had to get rid of it because it kept biting people.
He's protecting his partner.
There was no partner.
He was bonded with you.
Oh, he wasn't bonded with me. He was a
They
new bird
do
to
that, man. I hear all shit. Try to break up a bonded pair.
Sue Ann says, I am absolutely approachable as long as nobody been smoking from spoons. Okay. You weren't approachable last time you were here. Tracy turned off. Reconnect.
I think it's got a delay on it.
No, that's the front door. There's somebody at the door.
Here we go again. Ooh.
Come on. It's not the nurse because there's no nurse coming tonight.
Okay.
There's nobody in the house.
Got to be a weekly routine for a while there.
Yeah. Nobody in the house. And there's nobody but Tracy. So had to be like a cat walking past the door.
There's a couple of them out there.
Harley Jim. We had this conversation about everybody kept saying Big Rich has the biggest deck around. When we were talking about decks, and somebody made it sexual. So now Harley Jim says, I like sitting around on big decks. You know the picture that comes to mind when you say that, Harley? Oh my God.
I think that was the point.
Joanna Nella says Hubert's shell was worn and he looks good now.
Hey guys.
So it says I was comfortable and I'm happy place. Then the lights came on and it got loud. That's when she's not approachable. Don't screw up Sue Ann's happy place for sure. All right, so I'm going to set up next week's live stream a couple days early and advertise it and all that. You know, if you want to know what happened to Tracy, here's the full story, blah, blah, blah. Duo says, do you eat chicken or just the egg? I can eat chicken as long as it's bought out of the store and it just looks like meat. I do eat eggs, but, you know, I'm not going to raise a chicken and then name it and then eat it. So Ann says, check your messages. I'm going to make this shirt. All right. Get this off here and go to my messages. I don't have one from Sue Ann. Okay. Check this one. Oh, here we go. Yeah. She sent that. She says, I am not approachable right now.
Dude.
A great shirt. All right. So I am caught up. Wow. Okay. So the only thing I got to say, Chuck Norris, everybody. I almost got my second drink done. Oh, wait, there's somebody in the living room.
You do have a nurse.
No, she said she wasn't coming. It is her. It is the nurse. She said she wasn't coming this week. Okay. I don't have to watch Chasing tomorrow. Let's turn this on.
Wow.
No, she's capable. All right, guys. What kind of questions you got? Let's get them through. Well, I'm going to pull up my guitar and just start playing, and none of your questions will get answered.
Too bad you can't really do that. Nice threat.
Get my third drink.
It's a ghost.
They were talking about, the front doorbell said there was somebody there.
Oh,
And I couldn't find nobody. She must have went to the bathroom first. I don't have no cameras in the bathroom. Sorry, people.
Yeah, I knew that was coming. Play it on.
Comanche Loft says, love y'all. Huge fan for over 10 years. Well, thank you. Here's Chuck to you. Sebastian says, did that fish who was upside down pass away? No. Still out there breathing. We're waiting and waiting and waiting. We chose not to move it, and we took the other fish out that was in with it. So it's in a tank by itself, and we're leaving the lights off and as little stress as possible to see if it comes back. Harley Jem says, don't threaten us with a good time. You playing guitar. John Zawacki says, what are you drinking? Well, everybody knows this, John. It's, here, let me put this. Take your pinky, and you put it under the cup. Now you got 3 fingers right here. You fill it with 3 fingers of vodka. 1 pack of whatever flavored water flavoring you want that's 0 carb, 0 calorie. I choose grape. I've done melon. I've done strawberry. I've done watermelon. Grape I can keep on drinking without getting that saccharine taste in the back of my throat. And then I fill it up with water. So I'm hydrating while drinking. Bob Taylor says, did you hear the daytime meteor? Yes, it was around 9:30, somewhere's in there, and it woke me up. I thought my children were in the driveway with their Harleys. So I wake up, I'm like, what is that noise? And it's, and I'm looking on the TV. I can't see nothing in the driveway. I'm like, what the hell? And finally, I wake up out of a stupor, and the noise is gone now. I end up going back to sleep. I didn't know what the hell it was until later on in the day.
The pressure wave. It sounded like the building hit another building.
Yeah, it was strong.
It just, you could feel it. Once in a lifetime experience.
Okay, Joanna Noah says, how old was Chuck? Do you only know?
82.
Who's Chuck?
Norris.
Oh, yeah, he was old. He was in his 80s for sure.
I think he just celebrated a birthday.
Who was Chuck? We're sitting here drinking to Chuck for tonight. I asked, who's Chuck? What the hell?
I don't know. Don't quote me on that 82. I saw an article earlier. It said he just celebrated his 80-something birthday.
Yeah. Here's the thing. Skyler told me about it. He was old and it was time to pass. But let me show you this.
Oh, come on, man. It's the mileage that gets you.
Stop. All right. How old was Chuck Norris? He was born in he passed away March 19, 2026. Born in 1940. who was 86 years old. And Skylar had said something to me, a while back about how, I'm gonna be passing soon because I have no mobility and I was so big. And I told her, after she said to me this morning that, Chuck Norris had passed, I'm like, yeah, I thought he was 88. I was like, yeah, he's 88. My dad's 89. My grandmother was 109 years or 102 years old when she passed. My dad still goes out hunting 3 times a week. It's the Cherokee in us that, I'm going to outlive a bunch of people and this and that and blah, blah, blah. And now I'm getting healthy. I'm getting skinnier. I'm working out with my kids and this and that. I said, I'm going to be around till I'm at least 90 to 100. And, basically just shoved it in her face what she said earlier, that I'd be dead in the next 10 years. And, I knew Chuck was up there, but Sue Ann says, still doing peach. Every once in a while I do the peach. It's so good, but you can't guzzle it. You can't keep drinking drink after drink of it because you get that saccharine taste that sticks in the back of your throat and you just don't want no more, With the grape, I don't taste the saccharine taste. Oh, shit. Here we are. I'm going to go back to my keyboard because don't jump as much. All right. Sebastian says, have you considered keeping the banana leaf type plant in the troughs for the summer as well as inside so it looks nice? Maybe you can grow new ones. Haven't considered that at all. Toompi says, hydrating while drinking. I like that one. Chris Ray Bailey says, just rescued an orange shoulder tang from being thrown out. Feels good to save a fish. Feels good to save any living creature, for sure. All right. Keep doing good. Comanche says, keep your bad comments to yourself. I didn't see any bad comments. Did somebody delete them or something? I didn't see no deleted comments. Not like last week with what's his name. Keep making different accounts trying to say bad shit. Billy Lynch. Hello? Hi, yeah, I saw you on the camera. Thank you. Billy Lynch says, Rich, you should, or Billy Lynch said you should name your drink Grape Ape. That's what I drink, is the Grape Ape. DT Knox says, what brand is the peach? It's this is Crush Grape. It's different. It hits different than other grapes. It reminds me of my dad's grapes that he used to do for wine. He had whole grapevine, and then when he got all that he needed for the wine, the rest would be on the vine and would get overripe and super sweet, and they'd split open. And me and my brothers were out there eating them all the time. And this tastes like that when you mix it with vanilla vodka. It's so good. It brings back memories, of being a young kid. So who makes the peach? I don't know. It's a off-brand name that happens to be at Dollar General. You can buy it for $1 a pack, and you get like 5 of the packets in there. And it's the best tasting peach I've ever tasted. It's so good. Okay, guys, any other fish question? Anything we can help you with? TT Knox says, I'm drinking the Grape Crush with vanilla vodka now. I'll have to check out the Dollar General for peach. Thanks. No problem. How's that Grape Crush with the vanilla vodka? To me, it brings back my childhood, and it's just amazing. I've had other grapes, and they're just not the same. if you want to talk for a second, I'll go get the packets and I can give them the exact name brand and all that. Because it might be available other than Dollar General. I'll be right back.
Man, I'm lost for words. That's just different. Anyway, Jerry time roasting. Drinking grape crush. Man, I'm just drinking my Coca-Cola. I always drink my Coca. I haven't drank alcohol in 43 years, something like that. Lost track. Well, I haven't been intoxicated. Been a couple of times somebody come up with some good mezcal, something good homemade. I'll take a little shot, take a risk.
You haven't drank in 40 years. You ain't taking a shot of nothing.
Been a lot more than 40 years. If somebody came up with some good homemade blue olive wave mezcal, I would take a shot.
Really?
Damn right I would.
Challenge accepted. Anybody? What's it? Blue agave mezcal?
Real mezcal from the olive wave, the blue olive wave.
Whatever that is. Somebody shows up. There you go. Challenge, guys. Challenge.
It ain't a challenge.
That's a challenge. Okay, here we go. This is the crushed grape. Okay. That I swear by. It's better than any other grape. I also do the crushed watermelon every once in a while. Oh, look, it's see-through. It's green. Okay. It turns out it was Sunkissed peach is the best peach I've ever tasted. Love this. But if you drink like 2 or 3 drinks in a row, you get that saccharine taste in your throat. Don't like that, but. And then this. I love melon flavor. This is great value. Yeah. It's like Walmart or Giant Eagle home brand, you know, great value, but it is the best tasting melon I've ever tasted. It is so good. It's like drinking a honeydew and cantaloupe that has been put through a blender and then drinking it. It's so melony tasty. Love it. Okay. TT Knox says, I'm drinking the Grape Crush with vanilla vodka now. I have to check out the Dollar General for peach, thanks. But then he goes, I've been drinking the Crush and the vodka for about 2 years now. It is so good. Thank you. Thank you. There you go. I don't back pretty much anything, but when I do, it's because I believe in it, you know. What the hell? Billy Lynch says, how do I get my guppies from eating my Oscars? What the hell? They're a cleaning station for an Oscar. The Oscar will just swallow them. Do we use city water? Yes. Tyler says, how's Jerry doing? No one ever asks.
I'm doing as well as can be expected.
You turned 127 years old. See how you're doing. I'm sorry.
Every time the conversation goes that way, you pop up with 100 and something.
You were a little slower last week. I called you 170, I think it was. He's got a little spring in his step this week. He's only 100.
No, I was just thinking Chuck Norris is 10 years older than I am.
Yeah.
But that's just the mileage. It slowly catches up with you. You kind of expect it, but it's not something you can really expect. It's not something you can describe either.
Summerlee says, are the koi ponds going to be drained clean and fish thinned out this year? Probably not. We've got so much on our plates this year that we've been doing all winter. You got to admit, we've got a lot of projects done this winter, and we've got a bunch coming this summer. So we are trying to kick out as much as possible. So for as far as clean out, I don't think so, but you never know. Corey Swift says, anyone want to come over this weekend, help me move everything from my 90 saltwater to my 180? I'll buy beer and food. Corey, you got to put where your, your location at the time. Maybe the people want to help you are in California and you're in Pennsylvania. Who knows? You got to.
Well, you find out who's close real fast.
Yeah.
That's one way to do it.
Okay, it's not Billy Lynch, it's Bill Lynch. There you go.
Whatever.
I have a real old school still site on my property someplace. Oh, you can get popcorn Sutton here.
Oh, that'd be a fun place to investigate. I bet you find some nice old bottles and do some metal hunting. I mean, if it's just an old, old school still.
That's Jay Fishkeeper in the UK says, your Josh's videos around the rescue are awesome. Going deeper with Reaper shows a whole different aspect of OFR. Jerry should have his own channel showing the fish feeding. Do you want some more work to do, Jerry?
I couldn't. My phone don't take good enough video, and I don't want to put the time.
You don't have the time left in the day.
Editing. Man.
Well, another good question. I love the countryside. Esky says, how many children does Jerry have? I don't think even Jerry knows. He was around in the 60s and the 70s. But I'm going to take a guess. Somewhere between 20 and 30.
I have 4 beautiful children that I call my own.
That you raised.
That I raised.
Yeah.
Other than that, I have really honestly no idea.
Around?
Around?
That you've been told about.
8, honestly.
8 more?
About 10 more on top of that possibly.
So 4 plus 18. You guys do the math.
I grew up in the 60s on the West Coast.
But, back then it was love the one you're with.
Yeah, that.
Ooh, I love the countryside at Esky. Esky says, how many brothers does Rich have? Let me see. I have my older brother, Mike, which I just called him the other day and asked him for his address, and he didn't give it to me for some odd reason. I don't know what's going on in his life that he wouldn't give me his address. But, we got the new Harleys, and that's one of the designated spots I want to go because my older brother is, he's a big, long-time Harley rider. So I wanted to show up with me and my sons with Harleys at his house.
No wonder he wouldn't give you his address.
We can't show him up. Is that what it is? And then I have me, and then there was my little brother Sean from the marriage my mom had to Clark Slaughter. So his name is Sean Slaughter, half brother. Then my dad got remarried to a woman named Belle, and now they had 2 boys, which is Greg Price and Junior Price, Alton Jr. So there's 2 more there. So 7 altogether. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4. No, that's only 4. Oh, and then I have 3 sisters, Lydia, Julie, and Laura. So 7 altogether. Let me see, Mike. Oh, I counted myself as a brother. Okay. Mike, and then Sean, and then Greg and Junior. So there's 4 brothers and 3 sisters. So 7, there's 8 of us altogether. But that's through, mom cheated on dad, dad left mom got with some other guy, they had a kid, dad had 2 other kids. When he married the lady he had 2 kids with, she had an older boy already, and that turns out to be my older brother. So, I mean, it's like I don't have no real brothers and sisters. I was the only one through my mother and my father. The rest were You know, it was back into the 60s and the 70s, but they loved the one they were with, Jerry. I don't know how many siblings I got.
We weren't worried about sexually transmitted diseases, or usually it just started with staying warm.
So Ann says SJ Reaper definitely has his own channel. Well, me and Josh started that channel, and we brought it up to making $1,000 a month, and we handed it off to Reaper. Here you go. You can now have a way of income, and anything over $1,000, just split with us. That way, you're using our name, you're using our place for the videos, you're using our rescues, blah blah blah. Just split it with us, and we've never gotten a cent from that channel. In the 2 years he's had it, it's down to making like 200 a month, 250, sometimes 300. So, you know, I've had to argue with Josh because he wanted to take the channel back. He wanted to start making money with it. And I've had to argue with Josh, but, you know, I'm also at the same time telling Reaper to step it up. You got to stay consistent. You know, we put out a video every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and you guys are used to it. And when I don't put out a video, you know, like there's a holiday and I got too drunk and I can't put out the video the next morning, you guys let me know. Where's the video today? What happened? You know, are we not having a video today? So, I mean, that's the whole point of being consecutive, to being consistent, is people expect it. So Reaper needs to do that, and he just hasn't. You know, I mean, I know he's got a lot of stuff going on in his life, and he's my dude and all that. But I mean, if he wants it as a job, he's got to build it up and make money. You know, he was making $1,000 a month from it when we handed it to him, and now he's barely making anything to where now he feels like it's not worth his trouble to put anything into it because he's barely making anything. You know, so it's a damned if you do and damned if you don't situation. Sebastian says, I have a 20 long with tetras, jungle bell, and a few other plants. Can I gradually get rid of my hang on the back filtration system? Yes and no. You can, if it was like overstacked and you barely got any fish in there, you can get rid of it and don't have to do water changes very often. But if you're feeding a bunch of fish every day, you still need it. Okay. What I would do is they have these sponges, filter sponges, you know, what are they called? They're driven by air.
Yeah, well, sponge filters.
Sponge filter, okay. You can take them and put that over the intake of your hang on the back filtration. Now it'll never suck no babies. It'll slow down some. Once a month you have to take that off and wring it out and put it back on. But it'll slow down, but it'll still do its job. Okay. Your filter cartridges would last 3 times as long. It would work better, you know. But to get rid of it, you really got to overstack your tank with plants and barely have any fish. And I don't think that's how you're doing it right now.
Now you're going to have to handle the bio load somehow. I mean, if you're going to change over to a different filter system, put it on there, and then gradually change over. Eventually, let that get established before you even remove your hair on the back. But without hands on that kind of a tank, you can't tell.
See, Tyler says, my bio dad and stepmom got divorced, and my mom got together with my stepmom, and I've been together for 41 years. I don't talk to my biological dad, only stepdad, and he's been more of a dad to me than anyone. Well, you know, God bless you. Glad it worked out for you. My mom cheated on my dad and then ended up with Clark Slaughter. He used to beat me with a 2x4 in the garage, and he would make me stand there with my pants down and tell me what I did wrong, how I did wrong, what it meant, why he's doing this, and it's going to hurt him more than it's going to hurt me. And then I'd hear that crack, and if I cried, he'd give me another one. So I had to be a man and just take it. And, you know, that's acceptable. But if I started crying or anything else, you know, he would give me another one and another one. So, and then I went from that to my mom married a guy named Ken Simmons. That's where I got my 3 sisters from. And if he would have adopted me, my name would have been Richard Simmons. So thank God he didn't adopt me. But, you know,
Josh is here.
what?
Josh is here.
Oh, Josh is here? Where? Hey, what's up, Joshy? I'm surprised you're here, buddy. So this is why I raised my kids without ever paddling them or beating them or whooping them, you know, and you know, it'll make a different person out of you. Josh is here. He'll tell you I've never whooped them. The only one that whooped my children was Shaq. He whooped Joshy one time. And
That was fun.
I told him, I was like, you know, I've never whooped my children, and you come in and whoop my child. Oh, Josh is watching little JJ. I miss him so much. You know, he brings over a lure every once in a while, but you know, he hardly ever brings over JJ, and I never get to hang out with him. Sue Ann says, I was just about to say, Shaq whipped him. Shaq whipped Josh pretty good. Josh come out of that man. Oh my God, your hand took up my whole body. Doopy says, Shaq can whoop the whole universe. J-Rod said, what's good, bro? How are you doing, Josh? Deb Chart says, hey, Josh. Summerlee says, that's right, Sue Ann. We got video evidence. Well, you never have to worry about that. I don't never lie. I can't remember lies. So I just tell the truth.
That video is out there so far, I don't think it's retrievable.
Lawrence Core thought, well, Big Rich, Gene Simmons from Kiss could have been your stepfather. Yeah, then I'd only got one sister and one brother. I got three sisters from Ken. Josh says, I'm still sick of everyone, so I've been keeping my distance from this, but I'm getting better. Aw, my little pumpkin boy. He's got a wife that takes care of him. I'm so, not jealous, but so envious that, you know, he has a good girl taking care of him, you know, and I miss that. I miss that. Tracy used to take such good care of me, and I didn't realize it. Now I'm taking care of the house. I'm taking care of myself. I'm taking care of the rescue. I'm taking care of, you know, trying to be a dad to my kids. And then, you know, summer's coming. We're trying to get things built up together. And I just, you know, it was so much easier when Tracy was around. I miss her so much. Josh says, aw, he says, just don't want mom getting this bug.
Ouch, yeah. Got you covered.
Corey Swift said, Josh, you should have challenged Shaq to a free shot concert or contest. Oh my God. I bet you Josh would have won.
Imagine him in a slap fight. His hands as big as Josh.
Oh my God. If he slap fought you, oh my God. Sebastian says, you did well, Rich. You should be proud of yourself. Well, thank you. I am. I love my boys. Nate says, you guys going to keep that bowfin or rehome it? I vote keeping it. We're going to keep it. We don't have another bowfin.
Yeah.
We got rid of the last one and instantly regretted it.
We were starting to run out of room for one fish per tank.
Yeah, there's a problem there. Summerlee says, Norris, everybody drink up.
Seems to be doing okay with that Oscar, isn't it?
Yeah. Raheem says, Josh, get well soon. Ooh. Name that bowfin Chuck Norris. As you know how he looks like a snakehead. I might name him Chucky.
That'd be a good name for the wolf fish.
Yeah.
He seems to be that
I
psychotic.
want you guys to know that when Josh left here tonight, he didn't come in the house, but when he left here, I'm like, you sure you don't want to stay for the live stream? And he gave me this evil look.
He did.
Is Trump the goldfish still alive? Yes, he is. He's in the front pond now, right?
I believe so.
Yeah. He's out front in the front pond. He's doing good. Josh says, I haven't come in the house in like 2 weeks. I noticed, son. I thought you were mad at me or something. Doopy says, okay, please don't die, Josh. Oh, shit. Loren says, it's a long time ago for real for an OFR live stream with Josh. Josh, you can come over next week. I've got a big, long live stream about Tracy. So, all the origin stories, everything that happened, how it led up to things, how, what we missed, what could have happened, how the hospital misdiagnosed her, all this stuff. It's all going to be next week on the live stream. So if you want to come over for that. Tyler says, give up those cigars. I'm not kidding.
It's Josh you're talking about, not me.
Yeah, Josh don't smoke no cigars. Josh don't smoke nothing.
At the same time you were reading that, I was hacking away over here myself. I felt like I better get up.
Oh, no way. Josh says both kids got it and had double ear infections, had everyone on antibiotics, but it's clearing up now. Oh, no wonder you haven't had Laura over here. Wow. You were going through some hell, son. I mean, all of us as parents have gone through our kids getting sick, and it's a horrible thing. They're cranky, they're not happy, they're not feeling good, and then you're just you're cranky because you don't get no sleep, and then you have to go to work, and then you come home, and then it's the same shit. I mean, I feel for you, buddy. Raheem, nah, sorry, buddy. He goes, I was too tired for the live stream. Nah. You can't ever be too tired for the live stream. You can be sick as a dog, laid up in your bed, and turn on the live stream, son. You can't use that as an excuse. Suanne says, we need a good old-fashioned Josh, Rich, and Bruce live. No, we do not. I gotta hide my boobs because Bruce used to bite the shit out of my tits. Actually, they're a lot smaller now. Feels more meaty. I used to have boobs. They were gushy.
Depth charge. Chuck Norris.
Chuck Norris, everybody. Hey, Josh, what do you think of my cup? Nice and see-through. Fish swimming through my face. I can't believe you guys remember Bruce. That was some bullshit he put me through.
Jason Bruce is on the
The temp charge says, Jerry, get Bruce out. I mean, he's right there.
Is it?
Bill Lynch says 8 cups, Rich. Yeah, I used to have C cups, though. I went from 340 down to 268. I had C cups, and they were floppy. Hayden says, Bruce said fish are friends, not food, not nips. Nips are friends. See, even Hayden agrees with me. Josh Price said E cups. Bullshit, son. I had boobs about the size of Skylar's. Okay, now it's meaty. My arms, my shoulders are meaty now, getting meaty. Corey Swift says Bruce for president 2028. You know, how much harm could he do, really? Summer Lee says Josh is here to roast. He must be feeling better if he's roasting Dad. Come on now. Oh my goodness. Depth chart says so meaty. Eat some, bitch. All right, Josh, what I'm going to do, I'm going to go out to the fish room. I'm going to move some fish around. I'm going to put some fish in other tanks and bring these fish back to these tanks. So tomorrow you can come in and all the fish will be nipped up and you'll be like, what the hell happened here last night? Not really going to do it.
I see nothing.
Yeah. Who was that? Sergeant Schultz.
Sergeant Schultz.
Yeah. From, what was the name of the show?
Hogan's Heroes.
Hogan's Heroes. That was such a great show.
Yeah.
Tyler Kurtz says Josh was raised by a great man, so he has to live up to him, and he has done pretty good. Here's to you. Chuck, Chuck, Chuck. Yeah, Hogan's Heroes was awesome. You can't forget that music, and every episode they had a new thing going on, you know, and it was awesome. I used to love that show.
Looks like Josh says it's okay as long as the electric eel's the first one that you try to move. Get the eel.
We just moved him yesterday. It's going to be on, what's today? Friday? It's going to be on Monday's video, the electric eel move. Yeah. And Josh did it, and Josh got electrocuted on it. Oh, he yelled out. He screamed out. He got shocked hard.
It's not like an electric. Well, yeah, it's an electric shock.
He was carrying him in a wet net.
But it's like an impact.
Yeah.
You know, it's got a concussion to it.
And Summerly says, but Monday's so far away. I just put out today's video today. I got half of Monday's done. Come on now. Raheem says, Norris. One time. There you go, Raheem.
Yeah, you only get one.
Oh, an Exicon, said Chuck Norris. Here you go. There's another one. Sue Ann says, can we see the CCTV of that? Why? I've got the whole video of it. It's coming out Monday.
Yeah, I'm glad you understand that.
Sebastian said that shock would have cured him instantly. It did not. It did not. It scared me. I yelled at Josh after that.
It cured him.
Tyler says, did you get that on video? It's like Jackass at OFR. That would be amazing. Yes, I did. Big Time says, favorite movie, Rich? Okay, there's a couple different ones. In my younger days, it was Crazy Larry and something... what was it? Oh, geez. It was a Peter Fonda movie. It was something Debbie and Crazy Larry. And they had the car chase in it. And I loved the cars. And, you know, and then he took over the microphone on the CB and kept, you know, breaking into the police's, you know, thing, say, oh, we have them over here, blah, blah, blah. And he put the cops on just an ecstatic chase. And he, you know, made it out. It was awesome. And then later on, okay, one of my other favorite movies is The Navigator. I love this movie. Great movie to watch with your kids. It's awesome. You got to watch The Navigator. It is amazing. And after that, geez, has to be, well, Star Wars is always in there. What else? Favorite movie recently. Ooh. Here, I got a couple. I wrote some down actually. Yes, we need that. Okay, we go to here. Work list. Okay.
Yeah, Crazy Larry, Dirty Mary.
That's it.
Thanks, Scott Mongol.
Thank you.
I just popped it up because he popped it up.
As favorite shows, it would have to be Landman and then Tulsa King. Other favorite movies. Oh, Galaxy or Guardians of the Galaxy. Love that. And also Galaxy Quest. Love that movie. We used to watch that over and over and over again. It was amazing. Yeah, that Crazy Larry and Dirty Mary is the movie that introduced me to hot rod cars. And then I've been building hot rods ever since. My kids grew up with hot rods all around. I gave Josh a 79 Camaro with a 454 with 250 horse and nitrous on it, 12-volt posi rear end, turbo 400, trans, and he traded it off for a Nissan because he didn't like hot rods. I'm like, oh my God, you just, he regrets it now. But man, that was a car I worked on for years. Yes, Flight of the Navigator. Bob Taylor, that's the exact movie. Oh, Inner Space was really cool too. I love that movie, Sue Ann. I fell in love with what's her name? Um, I fell in love with her before she started messing with her face and doing all these surgeries. She was such a sweetheart. I so loved her in Inner Space. Galaxy Quest was hilarious, Nate says. DT Knox says a Nissan what though? It was a Nissan. Shit, what was that? I don't remember. Maybe Josh can answer. Josh, tell him what Nissan you traded my 79 Camaro for that you regret.
He's up there still.
I love Josie Wales. Scott Mongo was really good.
That is a good movie. Most excellent. There's one called Duel, where this guy with a little Rambler gets in a road war with a great big 18-wheeler. Oh my goodness.
The only movie I remember of an 18-wheeler had a big clown face on it.
It's not that same movie.
And I know that. But that movie was amazing.
Yeah, it's a good one. Josh answered
What do you say?
right there. Let's be honest, the Camaro wasn't running at the time, and I traded it for a Nissan
Ultimate 3.5. Yes, that's what he traded it for. But see, that doesn't matter. It had a 454, 250 horse and nitrous, turbo 400 trans, 12-volt posi rear end. I would have got it running with you. If it had been sitting for years, yes, because I'm never getting rid of that car. And I gave it to Josh, and then he thought it was nothing. Now he regrets it. But he did get a running car out of something that wasn't running,
Yeah, Firefly was a good call. That was a fun.
Oh, Roadhouse was one of the all-time greats.
Yeah.
Maximum Overdrive, that's the name of that movie.
Yeah.
Yes, love that movie. Jay Rod asks, has anybody asked the new or watched the new Elvis Presley movie yet? Not me. Hey, that's the end of my third drink. And it's 7:56, almost 8 o'clock. Right on time. Look at that. Oh, Heavy Metal was awesome.
Yeah.
Sue Ann says Maximum Overdrive has the absolute best soundtrack. Right under Heavy Metal, which has the absolute best soundtrack. I don't know, Sue Ann. It was awesome.
We'll watch one right after the other. How's that?
There you go. When Sue Ann, you guys come out, we'll watch them. John Early says, anyone else eating corned beef and cabbage leftovers tonight? Not us.
That's a hell of a way to change the conversation.
Okay, Bill Lynch says, Rich, have you seen Snake and Mongoose movie? Is that Snake Plissken, Escape from New York?
Not familiar with it.
I don't know Snake and Mongoose movie.
I don't either. And Goonies was
Oh,
fun.
Goonies was amazing. Yes. Goonies was amazing. And they're coming out with Goonies 2 now.
Yeah, they're starting to make a lot of remakes, what they're calling classics.
You know why they got no
The ones I
originality?
took my kids to go
Right.
see.
Okay. Friends Bino says Blues Brothers, Big Lebowski,
Yeah.
Blazing Saddles, Butch Cassidy and Sundance Kid. My favorites all start with a B. They're all great movies.
It's a
They
good
are for
shot.
sure.
Yeah, it's a good shot. Blazing Saddles is a classic in anybody's.
Yeah. And Butch Cassidy and Sundance Kid, back when Robert Redford was young, that was amazing. Oh, you know what else I like? There was a show, a movie that had the girl. What's her name? She's married to Ashton Kutcher right now.
That's me.
Shit. Hang on. Shit. I gotta look it up. You go here. Who's married to Ashton Kutcher?
Somebody says Mila Kunis.
Mila Kunis. That's her name.
That's it.
Okay, so let's go back and remind this here.
Uh,
Mila Kunis movies.
You can thank Nate 5539. At least he was the first one to pop it up here. Yeah, there's all kinds of good movies.
Jupiter Ascending was such a good movie with Channing Tatum in it. Amazing. With Mila Kunis. Amazing. Oh, yeah. Thunderbolt and Lightfoot. Forgot about that one. Thanks, Bob Taylor. That was awesome.
You sound very old.
Oh, my God. Tyler Kerr says, my daughters are going to watch Cujo for the first time and are 6 and 8. But that and Maximum Overdrive and Cujo and Mars Attacks are right for horror movie fans to watch. For sure. Show your daughters this. And tell them you're getting a St. Bernard.
Until you're getting any dog.
So Ann says, Rich, the yard sales from July 9th to 11. If you want that, I can start scheduling that. Sebastian said, these movies sound very old. Have not watched any. You need to go watch them all, Sebastian. Go back through the thing and write them all down. You need to watch them all. For sure. Oh, Cool Hand Luke. Come on, Bob. That's one of the greatest movies of all time. What else? I just talked to you earlier about that today.
Yeah.
Cool Hand Luke and what was the other one? Oh, I forget the name of the movie, but it was like he drove a green Mustang and he was on a high-speed chase. So it was like Chase or something like that. It was a 60s movie. Great movie. You know, it put, what's his name? Not Robert Redford, Paul Newman on the thing. Oh, My Cousin Vinny was so fucking good. I fell in love with Mariska Tomei on that movie. I loved that movie.
Oh, we're getting into the wild ones now. Killer clowns from outer space. Depth charge. Chuck Norris.
Braveheart and Patriot. I didn't really enjoy them so much. I thought Mel Gibson could do better, but you know. Bullet. That was the name of the movie. Bullet. I kept
Yeah.
saying Chase or Racing or something. Bullet was the name of that movie.
Yeah.
Thank you guys. You guys always got my back. Thank you.
Lord of the Flies was
That
it.
just reminds me of this thing I told Tracy. We were listening to Aerosmith and Lord of the Thighs came on. And I told her, I am your Lord of your thighs, you know.
Ooh. Yeah, it's a good one to sign off on. It is past 8.
Yeah, but we're having fun now.
We're listening to movies, yeah.
Oh, Ernest movies were pretty cool. I love them.
Yeah.
Screamer. Oh, Tombstone was an all-time great. I love that movie. You know that famous line, "I'll be your Huckleberry." You know,
Yeah.
Christian Slater?
They
He did such a good
nice
job in there.
on it.
That was amazing.
Yeah, he's right.
Oh, The Secret Garden was pretty damn good.
Christina's right. Bullet was Steve McQueen. Not Paul Newman.
Yes, you are right. You are right. I blurred some old school stuff. Yeah, Steve McQueen was Bullet. That's who I was thinking of when I was talking about the Paul Newman movies. You are right. You have corrected me. I stand corrected. Thank you. Oh yes, the one who flew over the cuckoo's nest with
Yeah, let's go.
what's his name? He did the scary movies. Jack Nicholson. Yes, awesome, awesome.
On the Fly. Yeah, definitely all-time classic horror movie.
Man, I love talking to you guys about this stuff. Oh, Flubber was amazing. Back in the black and white time, Flubber was amazing. Van Helsing was awesome.
Yeah, I want to continue that. Damn it, then Van Helsing should be putting out some more.
Young Guns again, amazing.
There's one out called Penny Dreadful.
I remember that.
It's real similar to Van Helsing. It's excellent.
I tried watching
A little
that.
bit of everybody.
And the first 3/4 of it was so boring that I turned it off.
Yeah.
And you said, you got to watch the rest of it.
Everything keeps tying together. It gets really strange.
Oh, Jeremiah Johnson was awesome.
Yeah, it was. It still is.
It's not Jerry Johnson. Come on, dude.
Jeremiah weren't no bullfrog.
Oh, the new Frankenstein movie with, I forget his name, but they had the gargoyles, you know.
Oh, that's excellent special effects.
Yes, that was great. That was great.
The acting's a little heavy-handed, but then it's supposed to be spiritual critters, I guess.
Unfiltered Fish Keeper said, just got here. What are we talking about? Your favorite movies of all time.
Oh, no. I'll be on here for hours.
Predator 1, Young Frankenstein. What about Godzilla? I'd party with him. Marathon Man, Dustin Hoffman. Gifted is a newer one. Terminator 2, Clockwork Orange. We got a lot of things in there. Dracula. Now there's a bunch of different Draculas, but the newest one is amazing.
I'm not sure I've even seen the newest one. I don't watch movies like you do.
Oh, I watch movies every night, watching Tracy all night long. I watch so many movies. Oh, Porky's. How can we forget about Porky's? That was amazing. They should all went to jail for what they did, but it's in today's times they'd go to jail. But Spawn was awesome too, Doopy. Why would you retract that? That was awesome. All right, put Spawn out again. Okay. TT Knox, I don't watch movies either. How can you get away from reality if you don't watch movies? Oh my God. You know, so when Skylar was here and she wanted to watch a movie, and then as soon as I'd start, the movie, I want to watch the movie. I want to hear the surround sound. And she'd start gabbing. And I'm like, please, just let me watch the movie. And she'd get mad and walk away and go to her room. I'm like, I don't care. I want to watch this movie, and we're here to watch the movie. I want to hear the movie.
This is part of the reason that I don't watch movies, because this is the only thing I can watch movies on. I'm not. There are more TVs in this house than you can shake a stick at. But one that you can sit down in front of and be comfortable and watch a movie
You're
is
looking
a
at
whole
an
nother
80-inch
story.
TV right now. I got an 86-inch in the living room.
Yeah, but I can't sit down in here and watch a movie and
Why
be
can't you?
comfortable for a while.
Oh, it's uncomfortable to sit there?
Not specifically, but I can't be comfortable.
Okay.
I mean, I want to sit down and watch a movie. I want to get lost in the movie.
Right. I love getting lost in the movie. It takes me away from reality.
I was
and I get
agreeing with
lost
what
in
you
it.
said.
Okay, gotcha.
You know, that's the whole point of it to me.
Tyler Kerr, Rich has to get Jerry a TV. Listen, I'm buying a TV to put on the back deck because Jerry sits out there 90% of the time. So he'll have something he can even his phone does, what's that called? Scan or
Yeah,
to the TV.
I can watch things and stuff, but I don't.
The problem is I go out there and Jerry's listening to like some 1963's Indian music, he's out there listening and jamming out. I'm like, come on. Yeah, The Revenge of the Nerds is a classic. Oh my God. Nate says Jerry should get lost in Brokeback Mountain. It's a story about these guys that end up being
I know what
lovers.
Brokeback Mountain is.
They end up,
You're talking from experience?
No, I'm telling you, the movie where they really like hanging out with each other.
Sounds like you know all too well.
I watched the movie once and then threw it down.
You paid attention.
Not like you would if you'd known what they did to each other.
I have no idea. I was listening to you explain it. It's a picture I didn't want in my head.
Loren says, well, I have a 90-inch TV of Big Rich breathes out through his nose. His nose hair is waving like the American flag. What the hell? Lorenz, I'm about to delete you. Here, let me go here. Remove. No, I'm kidding.
Hey, on a 90,
I don't have nose hair. What are you talking about?
At a 90-inch TV, you could probably zoom in and count your nose hairs.
I have a 200-inch in the pool room for watching Jaws. I have a 120-inch in the living room in front of Tracy.
Yeah, I know.
So, who you trying to outdo, son?
And the trouble with watching that big screen in the pool room is the best place to watch it from is right in the middle of the pool. Right in the middle of the pool room.
Well, that's why it was set up for Jaws, and people sit in plastic chairs in the
so
water.
You can chum the water.
Right.
Yeah. Piranhas 3D.
Doom Pie says, I like Starship Troopers as a kid. I hated that. I'm sorry, buddy. I didn't like that. It was just, and then they hit Starship Troopers 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It was crazy.
Nobody's mentioned any of the Hobbit movies yet.
Yeah. Well, look, Big Rich is sitting here, and he has a Hobbit on screen. Okay. Someone's got to mention the Hobbit movies. It's nice when you can go back through this and write down a bunch of movies that you need to watch.
If you can go
It's
back
amazing.
through it.
You can. All you gotta do is scroll up. Look.
Yeah, during the stream, but if we shut the stream off right now, you'd be shit out of luck.
No, it comes back on hours later on the video.
Not the comments on the side.
Yeah.
I haven't been able to get them up.
All right, guys, go back through the screens right now and write down all the movies.
Yeah.
Unfiltered Fish Keeper says, I heard Jerry was a stunt double in Boogie Nights. Legend says he has more dragging than you have hanging. Do you remember Boogie Nights with Mark Wahlberg?
I've never seen the movie.
He went up to like a car and he's like, $20, you can watch me, whack off. And they paid him money to do this out front of their car, and he did this a lot during the movie. He's
and somebody actually paid him.
right, and you are being
there's one everywhere.
you were the stunt double. You filled in with your big dong.
No, but I got a good story.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Speaking of, I got a story here for
back before there was big time WrestleMania and all of that crap. They used to have the regional wrestling.
Wait. How about you tell a story so I can go fill this?
Go fill it.
All right.
Anyway, they had the regional wrestling, and all of the old timers would show up. And I remember seeing a lot of them when they first started. But there was the big show was out in the parking lot, not in the stadium. The guys would sit there and put their back up against the wall while a car burned his tires off and push it back and forth and do leg presses with it, But there was this one guy, he charged everybody $5 a piece, and he would go over to this big Chrysler, pull a spark plug out, this car's running, pull a spark plug off, stick it in his mouth, and then pee on the bumper of the car. I mean, the show was out there, man. It was a crazy time. Those old times back then with the wrestling, it was the best show in town. Remember seeing Jesse the Body Ventura and that Samoan character in both of their first matches. That was always fun. Back then, they let Jesse the Body in with chains like a madman.
Jesse Ventura was the man back in the day.
When he first started out, it was fun.
Now he turned into the governor and he became an asshole and all this other shit.
Oh, yeah, he just got opinionated. There's that guy from Kiss. He says, just do your job and keep your opinions.
Gene Simmons,
Gene Simmons. Boy, that was good. I mean, straight up, man. That's being real. Do your job and shut up. Keep your opinions to political views to yourself. You're an entertainer.
Oh my God. Yeah, his name was Dirk Diggler. I remember that. That's a hell of a porn name. Dirk Diggler.
I guess so. Anyway,
so what story did you tell while I was gone? How you
Oh,
filled in
it's
as a stunt double for Boogie Nights?
no. No, going to the regional wrestling back before there was a WWF and before it got all organized. So, there wasn't even wrestling on TV, hardly.
So you're talking back in the 40s.
No,
You were around then, though.
not the 40s.
You and Chuck went to school together or
It
something.
was late 50s, early 60s.
Oh yeah, Nate says Crossroads with the Karate Kid. You know what? That movie was great, but it didn't get awesome until Steve Vai showed up as the devil's advocate, and then he had to fight him and duel him and all that. That movie never left my mind. I love that movie. All right, guys, let's get some more movies in here.
Oh, shoot.
Stranger Things was a series that turned out to be amazing. They have another series now. It was a series of things, but they have Stranger Things, the series now out. I didn't watch any of it.
Jimmy Snuka.
Jimmy Snuka was the Jimmy the Fly Snuka.
Superfly. Yeah.
Superfly, yeah. That was back in the day.
I saw his first match.
I guess.
His first,
Sergeant Slaughter.
It wasn't Jesse Ventura. What did they call him back then? It was Jesse Ventura, but it was before he was in the Skyscrapers tag team. I don't know, man. I paid too much attention to it back then, to tell you the truth. But it was a good, fun time.
Eastbound down. There ain't nothing about the bandit that ain't wrong. With Jerry Reed as the guitarist and the truck driver. Holy shit, that was a great movie. Oh, Interview with the Vampire was amazing. I wish they would have done. They did. They did like 3 of them, but they didn't like really coincide with each other.
It's a lot of shit.
Interview with the Vampire was amazing. Everybody's got to see that. Tom Cruise, Brad Pitt, unbelievable. Still love that movie to today. Oh, and then what's her name? Christian, the girl, the little kid. I forget her name, but she turned out to be a big movie star type thing.
I just got a crap in my leg. Caligula? Yeah, I've seen it. It's a wicked movie. It's a little bit more historically accurate than most of them.
Johnny Quest was one of my favorite cartoons back in the day. Back when I was young, there was Johnny Quest. There was Johnny Sacco and his flying robot, Ultraman, Astro Boy. Shit. What was the dog? Never Fear. Something here.
Underdog.
Underdog. Yes, them were all my favorites as a kid. Oh, Hail Mary came out today. It looks awesome. It was awesome. I watched it last night. It was amazing. And Kirsten Dunst, yes. Yes. The Roofman movie was pretty good. Who's older, Chuck or Jerry? Chuck's a little older. Jerry's right under him. Unless you ask me, if Jerry ain't around, I'll tell you he's 127.
I got at least that much mileage. Seems like it anyway.
Oh yeah, Mighty Mouse was awesome as a kid. But man, Johnny Sacco and his flying robot. I wanted to grow up and have a robot of my own. I loved that show. It was crazy. I didn't really like Big Time Says Donnie Brasco. I didn't really like it. Didn't really understand it. Didn't follow it. Didn't really, it was just like
What was that movie I'm trying to think of? Oh, 13 Ghosts.
fucking amazing movie. Now they got a series out about it.
I didn't know about a series,
Yeah.
but man, that one was just right on the edge of your seat. Oh, and then twists. Oh,
And that next ghost opens
yeah,
up, and you're like,
yeah.
oh my God.
that
Yeah,
was good.
that was amazing.
Yeah. Oh, I should go take care of the critters.
You don't want to get up. You're old.
Yeah, well, parts of my anatomy don't give me a choice no matter.
That was the same story I had when I was 13. Parts of my anatomy gave me no choice in the matter.
That's why my son's only a year younger than you.
Oh, shit.
Well, happy first day of spring, everybody.
Yeah, let's see what the weather's going to be like.
I don't know.
Today, it's 58 degrees.
Well, the 20th on the calendar, I guess, is the first day.
Tomorrow's going to be 65, and then 57, and then 69.
You act like it's
Spring
a
is here.
miracle.
Yes, it's a miracle. Oh, Sam got a hold of me. Sam Scales, everybody.
Oh,
I got to tell Sam, I am not approachable right now.
I don't think he did it. It's still an inside joke. Well, y'all stay fishy.
See you, Jerry. Ah. Okay.
Yeah, just closing that phone gadget.
You like that thing, huh?
It works good.
I gave him a phone holder and he fucking loves it. He threw his old one. Did you throw the old one out?
What?
Did you throw the old one out?
Oh no, man, gotta have backup.
Got to have a backup. But you like the new one better.
Yeah, it works so far. All right.
See you, Jerry. Summer Lee, I don't know what we'd do without you. You're like awesome. Don't mind me. I got the hiccups. I got a buzz. I'm having fun here. Toompi says, "Stay fishy and alive, Jerry." Jerry, he ain't listening. Oh shit. Oh. Aqua Drew says, "Glad you talked that guy into taking a smaller gar and bringing him back when he gets too big. A 110 ain't no place for a big gar." This is true, but after the video, we talked to him because he carried him to his car. And I'm like, wait a minute, you already have 3 gar. There's 2 more. That's going to be way too big for a 110. We loaned him the 300-gallon Rubbermaid tub we have here. I have like 3 of them. So he's got them all in a 300-gallon Rubbermaid tub. And I offered to help him build his wood big tank for them. So if he don't get it built this summer, we can take the gar back. Because, in a 300-gallon, well, you got 5 gars and they each grow a foot for the summer. Yeah, you're looking at not enough room. So, but, he works with us. He helps us out. So I'm willing to work with him. So Anna says, "I noticed he went home with an albino too." Yeah. He's the one, when Sam Scales comes here, he picks him up at like 4 o'clock in the morning from the airport and brings him to my house. He hangs out here all weekend working with us, this and that. Anytime I need, like, we got a new tank in or a big tank or like the steel rod that goes through the addition onto the new addition, he shows up here and brings help and helps us out. So I'm willing to work with him too, of course. Oh, you know what's another good movie? Aliens versus Cowboys. Really good. Oh, also, what's that movie? They were in Barsoom. John Carter. Amazing movie. I absolutely love that movie. They're coming out with John Carter 2 now. I love that movie. You got to go watch that. It's amazing. You have to watch it. Aqua Drew says, "Dang, you really went out of your way to help him out." Nice. Well, people that help us out and that are around and help, I don't mind at all helping them out. If he had just come to me as a stranger and said, "Hey, I have a 110-gallon tank, I want this new gar," I'd be like, "No, this gar is in a 110-gallon tank by himself and you have 3 at home. It's going to be too crowded." So I helped him out. I upgraded him, and I'm going to help him build his wood tank even bigger. So just to get him on the ball to start now instead of waiting till it's too late. So, that's what kills me, is I help everybody out. I give so much stuff to people and, help them out and build their stuff. And then, people come here and then they turn on me. I don't understand that turning on. If somebody let me live at their house when I didn't have a place, you're forever my friend. I will never get mad at you. You helped me out, you know. That's something my father wouldn't do. And now you're doing that for me. I can't imagine turning on them. So I don't understand how these people that come here. Tyler Kurt says that's because Rich is good shit. That's what he does. He's amazing. Keep it up, big guy. We need more people like you. Love you, big guy. Here's to you. Well, here's to you, Scott or Tyler. Chuck. There you go. See, even Sue Ann, she has faith. She goes, you wouldn't have offered if you thought he wouldn't do right. Exactly. So, Sue Ann, when are you guys coming back? Is it the auction, or I'm sorry, the sale? Is that when you're coming back? Send me them dates again so I can have it written down. Like the whole thing with Skylar was I let her live here. She lived here for 2 years, zero rent, zero electricity, zero, heat, zero water, zero gas. You know, she was here and she was supposed to help me keep the house clean, and she never. I had to walk behind her and keep the house clean. She was such a slobby person, but but in her heart, she's a really good person, but she's so fucking crazy. She blamed everything on everybody else and never take, accountability for herself. But oh yeah, Scott Mongo says the original Arthur with Dudley Moore. That was a great movie. Oh my god, it was awesome. Nate says I liked Skylar, especially during the live stream, but she was a leech. Sorry, I'm not trying to put her down. I just, I tried to make a better person out of her. She wasn't raised very well, and she didn't have a lot of, you know, respect for elders or anything like that. And she had a lot of things where she felt the world owed her. And I tried teaching her, and she actually wrote me a letter saying, and I got it on my phone. You're the best thing that's ever happened to me. You have helped me out. You have made me grow so much. Amidst all of our arguing, I still believe that you made me grow so much, and I am happy to have met you, and that kind of stuff. And so she moved on. It's fine. Oh yeah, Coming to America was good. You know why the original Arthur with Dudley Moore was good? Because it made everybody believe that they can get a 10 in their life. He wasn't good looking. He wasn't a great catch. And he got the hottest girl around, and it made everybody else believe that we can do that too. Here, let me look here. Gallery, camera, screenshots. Okay. Here we go. She goes, well, this is from Skylar. She goes, well, I am very happy I met you despite the hell we've gone through. You've made me a better person, and I really appreciate that. I do love you and do care about you, even though you are hateful towards me. I have been distant and have been nervous to see you, because I'm worried you're going to freak out on me when or something, which is why I've been trying to give it time. That's what it says. And then I answered that with, I begged you to treat me nicer. Basically, she's living in my house and she's treating me like shit. And I'm like, you got to treat me nicer. You can't treat me like this. I'm here helping you. And I go, it wasn't you asking me to treat you nicer. It was me asking you for 2 years to be nicer to me. You say I tried, but you didn't. You tried for the first, 6 or 8 months. That's when I was the happiest. The only thing time I can't read this because there's a screenshot with a picture in front of it. First time I was giving up myself trying to make you a better person and trying to help you out, trying to help you grow, which is what her parents should have done. You know what I'm saying? She goes, I tried to call you, but you have me blocked. I'm driving to Columbus. If you want to call me, unblock me. Okay. I go, you make everybody listen to you. You make everybody do what you want. And you know what? Nobody else's life matters. I just don't want to deal with it no more. At the beginning, it says, you are a hateful person. I'm just mad because you treated me like shit for 2 years. And I dealt with it thinking there was a chance that something good could come from it. But there's nothing good come from it. You are an evil person. You make everybody listen to you. You make everybody do what you want. And you know what? Nobody else's life matters. I just don't want to deal with it no more. She'd come in and she'd take over. Like she knows everything. And I was like, I'm in my 60s. I've gone through life. I own my house. I own my properties. Everything's paid for. You could learn from me. No, she'd have to tell you what's going on. I don't know. May says it's cool. She's trying. She's just young. Yeah, I let all that slide. That's why she talks to me all the time now, and I just don't. I'm not involved. She goes on with 3 paragraphs and 2 pages, and I give her a thumbs up. I just don't get involved no more. Lauren says Skylar saying sorry makes up more than you can think. It could be. So Ann says let it go. I'm dealing with a kid, Rich. Sue Ann says she's not approachable right now. You guys fucking rock. I love you guys. This is funny. Just forget about it. She's done. That's hilarious. You need this shirt. I mean, it makes me look wider than I am here. Let me pull it in tight on the sides. There I am. Let me pull this down. There we go. See, it's skinnier than the shirt makes me. I let go of the shirt and it bags out. Deb Charge says, turn off the lights when you're done loving me. That sounds like good advice, Deb Charge. No, I saw potential in Skylar, but she was raised so wrong. And, she didn't have much respect for anybody. And I tried teaching her and tried showing her. And then, she appreciated how much she grew. She actually said she's never felt a connection this close to anybody before. I was like, I don't know, whatever, but it doesn't matter. I helped her grow and helped her become a person and become a good person. And, it's what her parents should have done for her. But, I don't know. I appreciate that she, appreciated that and moved on. She gone. Depth charge said, you don't get no respect. Corey Swift says, did you ever keep saltwater tank? Yes, I've had many over the years, but they're always fowler. Fish only with, live rock. I've never gone full bore saltwater. I wanted to here, but my son keeps talking me out of it because we get a new 550. I'm like, yes, my saltwater tank. I have all the things for it. I got protein skimmer. I got the controller. I got, what do you call it? A dosing system, all this stuff. And, every time, he talks me into letting some other fish in there. And I don't know. Corey says, you can't save everyone. Lynn Granberg says, your heart's too big, Rich. Oh, thank you. Well, that's why I did it. I wanted the gratitude, I guess. Kidding. No, I did it because, she's telling me how terrible her mother was and, how she didn't get anything that her little brother's getting and all this. And I let her live here for years. But, when she started treating me like shit, I'm like, you can't stay here and treat me like this. I don't know who you are. Why are you treating me like this? Don't be mean to me. That's all I wanted. Oh, yeah. Harley Jem says Rodney Dangerfield Back to School. That was a great movie, too. Loren says, as OFR, you should have a saltwater tank. The bigger, the better. Well, we have I think it's 240-gallon tank right now. That's saltwater. That's basically, we hold fish as we get them in until we can find them a home. So we had to have a saltwater tank. We have live rock in there, a couple corals, and I think like 5 fish right now. And as soon as somebody wants them, they can have them. We move them on, Swan says, so Rich, will you be officiating the wedding of Curry and Sarah? I think you mean Kurt and Sarah. I offered. No, I got it. The next day, I got an invitation to their wedding. Somewhere is over by their house. I'm not officiating it. Summer Lee says Ferris Bueller's Day Off. It's amazing. Great movie, So has somebody actually wrote down all these movies so that we can all go back and watch them all over again? I need a post sent to me of all these movies. Okay. All right, guys. We only got a little bit more alcohol to drink. Okay. It's about this full. So we got a few more questions and I'm out of here. Come on now. Oh, Beer Fest was funny. That was a great movie. Brand Joe 14 sent $5. Says I'm late. Did I miss the Skylar update? Actually, we didn't have a Skylar update this week, but yes, you missed it. We talked about her a couple times, but it wasn't an actual Skylar update. But you missed out on that. I'm sorry. But next week we're going to have a huge Tracy update. You're going to find out how things happened, what happened, how she was in the hospital, they misdiagnosed her, how they sent her home, everything, the whole story from the bottom to the top. So it's going to be a big, next Friday thing is going to be all about Tracy. Corey Swift says, "Can I have the saltwater fishies? If you can come pick them up, of course." That's what we do. We hold them until they find a home. Oh, Sue Ann says, "Weekend at Bernie's." I mean OFR. Great movie. But thank you, Bravo, for the $5. Just the thing of Skylar saying, "I've never had a connection with any other human being other than, you know, you." What'd she say? "I've never had a connection with another human being like you and I had together." I helped her as a mentor and to grow and be a better person. And I taught her, you have to have morals and ethics and police yourself. You can go off and do this and then nobody knows, but and now you're embarrassed of your own actions. You can't do, you have to police yourself. No one else can police you. You get with a guy and he's like, you're not allowed out of my sight. It's the same thing. If you want to be a good person, you have to police yourself. And I wouldn't do this thing to this guy I'm with. You need to police yourself. And I had to teach her, morals and ethics and all that bullshit. And she thanked me for making a better person out of her, which is the best I can hope for. Oh, Weird Science was one of my favorites as a kid. Oh my God, that was awesome. I love that movie. Deb Charge says, "Are the Tracy leggings there yet?" As far as I know, they are. I went and looked and they were there, so I don't know what else to tell you guys. Loren says, "OFR movie, what happens at OFR stays at OFR." Summer Lee says, "No, but I'm telling you, I go there and I see them. I don't understand why you guys don't." Maniac says, "Have you lost some weight, Big Rich?" Yes, I was 340 at Thanksgiving at the end of last year, and I'm 268. I have lost a lot of weight. Oh, yeah. All right, guys. So last drink now. Okay. Oh yeah, Depth Charge, The Wraith with that was what's his name? Charlie Sheen. That was a great movie. That was awesome. You know who owns that car now is Tim the Toolman Taylor. He owns that car. He has the original car. Oh, and Harry and Henderson's was awesome. Love that. Maniac says, "Congrats on getting healthy." Oh, I'm 268. I'm trying to reach 250. Once I get there, I'll reevaluate everything and see if I want to go lower or not. All right, guys, I'm out of here. Thanks for hanging out with me. It's been a great Fishy Friday. We've had a lot of fun. Love you guys. Let me get down here, go to here. All right, bye, guys.